Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast. Happy 1 year anniversary of being independent to us. That's right, everybody. I'm your host, Jan Ochoa. Joining me, as always, co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb.
I'm celebrating 1 year by being behind on getting the news ready for the podcast. I'll be quiet for a second.
Fantastic. He doesn't need to be quiet for a second. He's loud. He's proud. He's the extra curly fry in your bag. Dan Reichert.
Still not confirmed that I'm loud. We don't know. Some people have said that, but everyone's got opinions.
That's right. And he has...
Everyone has that opinion.
Whoa. Speaking about opinions, he's got opinions on how everything that you like sucks. Jeff Bakalar.
That is not my position. I just want to put that out there. It's just oftentimes it is. This is my permanent position. Listen, I got good news and bad news. I'm just going to tease you with that. And you come back around to me, I'll let you know about the good news and bad news.
He found the key, everybody. It was in his butt the whole time.
Could be.
Turns out.
Could be.
And then last but certainly not least, he is the bad boy of games media and the marathon man of Giant Bomb, Mike Minotti.
And I'm finally back to kick some tail. Hi, Jan. How's it going?
Great. I have that rap burned into my head now.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically,
Here we go.
The Kayla version. Which is
the best version.
Which is a treat.
That's burned into the soul.
My
actually.
friend protected me from that one, actually. I think I erased that one somehow.
Yes.
Well,
A lot
she'll
of
be
other
on
things
this
happened.
afternoon with you, so maybe you'll get a
There you
live
go.
one.
Dan Reichert, you asked me to cue you up. I'm going to cue up Jeff Bakalar first. What's the good, bad news?
All right, bad news first. I put $100 on a phone.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
I put $100 down on a phone that I was promised
Okay.
about a year ago.
Oh, this is like a Kickstarter phone or something?
No, a much
you
more
talking about,
promising phone.
What are you talking about? Put
Why
money
would you
down
do
on
that?
a phone?
Did you invest in
No
a
one's
phone?
getting my joke, and now I have to explain the joke.
Oh, the Trump phone.
Oh,
right, man.
there's
What's
a
the
Trump
deal?
phone?
There's
I
a
forgot about the Trump
You
phone.
made a phone?
It's
I don't know
fine.
I vaguely remember this. Yeah.
Oh, boy, that
I don't
looks
know.
exactly
The
like you would
audience got
expect it to
it.
look, doesn't it? Yeah.
No. Yeah, if you mean invisible, yes. That is
Weird.
how this phone looks.
Here's a savvy businessman.
I looked at the fine print and I failed to realize that there is no promise of a phone ever being delivered. In fact, it says don't count on it. It also says,
Does it really say that?
I mean, it more or less says, this,
dummy.
your deposit ensures that this phone may or may not ever enter production.
That's the news story at Fortune. Trump Mobile quietly rewrote its fine print to say the gold Trump vote may never be made.
Right.
Seeing MAGA fans revolt over Trump phone disaster, and it looks like there's a lot of videos of guys with sunglasses and their Ford F-150s being very mad.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
That's new for them.
Very upset. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like I just gave someone a $59 million loan, and I am deeply disappointed. So fuck you. The good news, though, Jan,
You got
and this is-
vaccinated.
Not yet.
No.
Still waiting. I'm still waiting on that
So
Fauci
true with
ouchie.
beliefs.
Yeah. Listen. So you guys know my internet's a little borked, right? Everyone knows like internet's
Oh,
a
no,
problem.
I didn't know that.
Oh, my.
What do you mean? What do you mean? We make
I just
content
knew. I was
together.
trying to think
What
of the phrase that would upset you most, and I think I found it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
Oh.
Go ahead. I was just messing with you.
Wow, good job. That time to piss was really quick there. Damn, those TTPs getting those numbers down. I had a guy out here yesterday who so apparently like ISPs now, what they do is they this is no surprise to everyone, they completely like dismantled their in-house tech service, right? And they just like go to third-party outsourcing.
Yes.
That's like a shell company of just contractors so that they can just cut every possible corner on earth and treat every last employee the closest to shit that they can possibly do. Anyway, this nice person was out here yesterday after I've had, and Chuck knows this, he could speak this, I've had like no less than a dozen people out here all telling me the same exact thing. Like, yo, there's nothing wrong with your internet. You're the problem. It's your fault. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, which is what you want to hear, right?
Yep.
That's like the thing you want to hear. Like, oh, cool. I just have like an EMP going off in my basement at all times. And that's why my internet's bad. This guy comes in, takes one reading, and he's like, your internet's fucked, dude. And I'm like, yeah, we've been dealing with this for the better part of a year, sir. There's no good solution to this other than digging is what they have to do. So right now, as a temporary fix, I have a wire exposed to the elements running across the front of my lawn down the curb box. And I'm like, yo, dog, how do we make sure some rogue landscaping person doesn't just cut this bad boy right in half? He's like, don't worry, I got a solution for you. And he proceeds to tie orange caution tape around the wire.
That'll attract the rabbits, though. Yeah.
Is it
And all
elevated?
those squirrels love
is it
that.
like above the lawn or is it going through the grass?
It's going right. It's laid right
Beautiful.
along the grass.
Beautiful.
The best. Look, it's white. There's contrast.
Sure.
Okay. There's contrast against the green, and those yellow, not flashing, but those orange little tie-offs. They're not nothing. Okay. They're not nothing. You can see them from the street. So anyway, my entire stability of internet relies on a coax cable that is just
Sweet.
out there right now.
Hell yeah,
And that's
brother.
how I'm coming to you live, folks.
I'm going
That's
to
the
text
good
your
news.
son to help me with a funny prank.
Yeah. You know what? He relies on that shit way more than I do. Okay. He would never do that.
Dan Reichert, I have on the run of show here. Let's see. What does this say? You almost died.
Yeah, it was. I had a solid 15 to 20 minutes in the last week where I actually really had the thought that, like, oh, this it sounds like this could possibly be it, which is a crazy feeling to have. I was doing some traveling. I was doing some stuff last week. I'll talk about it at a future date. But flying back, and I'm in the air, as you do, and I'm going to land at MSP. In Minneapolis Airport, and we're getting down there, and like my dad always likes me to text him when I'm like landing just to make sure I'm safe. It's that dad thing.
Cute.
And so I literally I was so close to the ground, I texted him like, landed at MSP, back home. And I was texting Bonk and stuff. She was asking if I wanted some like Chinese delivery or something. I was like, no, I'm kind of tired, whatever. So I'm be on the ground in seconds.
Oh, I know what's going on here. I can tell. Keep going.
Yeah. So we're about to land. Suddenly, vroom, goes back up.
Yeah.
And everyone on the plane is doing the thing where they look around like, what the fuck was that? Well, yeah. And so we go back up and everyone's just kind of like, okay, that was weird. We're all just kind of like looking around. They come on the announcements on the PA, the flight attendant. She sounds slightly rattled, which is always a concern because they always say if the flight attendants are looking calm, you're probably good. They were kind of like, okay, so you might have noticed, we were going down, then we went back up. Well, as we were making our final approach, we did learn that the brakes don't work on the plane. The brakes are just completely not functioning, which, when you land on the runway.
Wow, they said that. They said that.
They said the brakes aren't working, so we're going to go up. We're going to circle around a little bit. And they're like, please, stay calm. We're going to figure out the situation, whatever. So we go up. We're circling around MSP. Everyone's like, kind of like, it's not like panic yet or anything like that. But then they come out and they've got like a sheet, like the flight attendant's reading off a sheet. And she's like, okay, so rows 6, 15, 22, you need to make sure you're doing this. Okay, so the rest of you, and if you're not on those rows, please pull out the safety thing. There are 6 bracing positions. You need to, so if you don't have a child, you need to do bracing position 1 or 3, feet flat on the ground, hands in front of you. If you can't reach the ground, you have to do this thing, head between your legs and stuff like that. And they seem kind of rattled at this point. And they got on the PA again. They're like, okay, so you will notice as we're approaching, there are fire trucks with the lights on. Those are for us. And we are trying to make sure that we have as much runway as possible. So they like cleared the tarmac basically. And they needed to make sure that they had the longest runway at MSP for us to just come to a rolling stop, basically. And at this point, it is full-blown. People are starting to cry. People are starting to panic. Kids are screaming. It is literally like I'm seeing people praying. There are, tears and just full-on freak-out things and stuff like that. And I texted Bonk, and I was just like, oh, actually, we went back up. We didn't land. So it's kind of this thing of like, you kind of have that moment of like, it should be fine. You think they realized it before we landed. They're doing what they can. But it was a moment of like, I'm sending I love you texts and stuff like that. And then she told me, and then you got to put the phone away and you're in the bracing position and stuff. And it was like another 10 or 15 minutes before I was able to get a hold of her again. So she told me, it's like literally, it was like, she was home and was like, oh my God, this is how it happens. It's just like all of a sudden, it's done. And she was in a bad way. Like, she was calling her parents and we had some friends come over, but she just didn't know what to do. It was like genuinely really, really scary. And the whole time I've got the phone in the pocket. I'm thinking like, oh my God, if the situation was reversed and I just didn't hear something for like 10, 15 minutes, like every minute would feel like an hour, So yeah, it was crazy. We're approaching, and it really is people like losing their minds and bracing and everything. And we hit the ground, and the landing itself felt normal. And then the part that didn't feel normal is you're still just going at full speed. There's normally you feel it all kind of like go back. It just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and it's not slowing down at all. And I'm in this bracing position, and like in my head, I'm just trying to picture like how long is the fucking runway? How long is the longest runway at MSP? Feels like we're going pretty damn fast. And eventually, though, it did just come to a stop. They prepped us on evacuation procedures in case we needed to and stuff like that. But they were like, leave your luggage and stuff. But like, it was fine. Came to a stop. They were able to taxi us to the gate and everything. The fire trucks were there. It was just. Man, that was
why'd they do that?
Yeah, they should have had the brakes for. Oh, I did complain. I got 2,000 American miles. So
I think that's worth more than that. More than 2,000 American miles.
Yeah. Hi, my wife thought I was dead for 15 minutes. Can I get some more miles?
And also, I almost did die.
Yeah.
So when they land, like they've got those flaps, right? Like I'm sure they went
the flaps, the engine's reverse. They are
do
designed
the reverse thrust.
But did they mean the air brakes were broken? Like
I don't know.
Okay,
but, I mean,
like
it didn't feel like anything was slowing down.
Right, because that's when you said that. It's like I feel like you know the sound of like the sound the plane makes when it's like you hear the engines like make that new noise. It didn't even do that or anything.
It just felt to me like the wheels hit the ground and then we just rolled real fast for a real long time. Yeah.
Because it's not, right? I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but like, it's not like brakes the way you think about brakes.
No.
Right? In a car. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what was malfunctioning. I'm just glad that like there's a check engine light or whatever for that, because otherwise, we're just fucked,
Jesus Christ.
I feel like you don't hear about that too much.
No. I've heard about landings and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, there was kind of a, malfunction in the junction there and we got to go back up. But this was like, oh, the plane's fucked.
Surprising that they only, so how close were you to the ground? Also, I'm so like I totally identify with the texting your loved one that you've landed and whatnot.
Yeah,
I do it after I've landed.
I should probably wait the extra 30 seconds. Yeah.
So how close were you to touching ground the first time before they aborted?
I don't think it was like right above it. I'd say we were probably within like 15, 20 seconds. It was like, you're seeing the buildings kind of come up a little bit and everything, but we weren't like right above the runway.
Even that part's scary. Like, because I had a fight last year where we did do like we're about to land, then we start going back up. And like, even that, everyone's looking around like,
that's fairly common,
we about to die?
Right?
But that happens. And then it was like, we had a gust of wind, shoot us back up. So we just had to do it again.
Sometimes there's like weird traffic on the tarmac and they're just like, you know what, let's just do another loop around. That's wild, man. Which airline was this, Dan?
American Airlines.
All right. Ringing endorsement. Well,
yeah.
Gosh, damn, I'm glad you're
It's funny.
okay.
I have so much. I've historically had so much anxiety about flying, but it's always been about just fear and having a panic attack on the flight. I've always said like I've never been afraid of the plane crashing, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it almost had a problem there.
The longest runway at Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport is about 2 miles long. So that seems
pretty long.
That seems like okay, that's pretty long, right? Yeah.
I mean, they must be prepared for this contingency, but it just seems
but you need a long runway.
Yeah. And not every airport's going to have that. Yeah.
The one thing that made me feel pretty good in the air was there was a lady up and across from me, and she pointed at the guy next to her, and she goes, "This guy works for the airline. He's not a pilot, but he says that like we should have plenty of runway. It should be fine. They caught it." And so it's like, okay, that guy seemed really calm.
Right. Yeah.
And that's probably a good sign, So.
Man,
I'm surprised did this make any news?
I didn't really look.
I was trying to look at now. I'm not seeing nothing. I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I landed at like 11 p.m. over the weekend. Didn't see anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that. When you left the plane, were the like flight attendants still like, bye-bye now?
There was nothing was different. No. So,
I mean, it sounds like everything worked the way it was supposed to, right? I mean, but getting in the bracing position, never had to do that on a plane. That would probably rattle me a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, Jan, you and I will be hopping on a flight on Friday, so that'll be great.
It'll be great.
Yeah, what are the odds, right?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Well,
this is right before we're about to fly a bunch for things this summer. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be back on the Ambien, I think.
I just need to be on the plane with Dan, and then I'll be fine. Is what I've learned from this.
Fine.
Yeah. I always tell myself, like, as a point of comfort, I'm like, there's like all these athletes and famous people who just are flying constantly, and they all seem to be fine.
Buddy Holly, man, he flew all the time.
God, Grubb.
Stevie Ray
Vaughan. Small charter planes and like helicopters. That's the problem. That's the issue.
It was a regional one that we had to board on the tarmac, so it was one of the smaller ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you all ever had your plane rerouted because it was full of poop?
Oh,
no.
Too much shit?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I've had it rerouted, but not for that reason.
It's that was an
find a link, by the way.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, but I had a plane emergency land, even though it's 30 minutes away from San Francisco. They turned around and went to Vegas for some reason because our plane was full of poop.
Oh,
fun.
Cool.
Great.
Okay, it's a good reason.
Fun. Yeah.
It's cool.
Better reason than like no breaks, right? I mean,
yeah. All right. Glad, Dan, I'm glad you're fine.
Doing great.
Holy smokes.
still the safest way to travel. Not even close.
With me?
No. Sure.
Yeah, with you too.
The safest way to travel is with me. Yes.
Oh
yes.
No, on an airplane.
Yes. Yeah. Also that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you felt supported by people on the plane that knew what may have been going on. Jeff Grubb, how can folks at home support us? GiantBomb.com.
Hit the pivot.
Nice. Yeah, go to giantbomb.com/join, become a premium member, gets you ad-free versions of our shows. That's great. Gets you premium-only shows. So that's great. Gets you early access to some shows that drop early for premium members. Like right now, the Bully Endurance Run is happening. You can get that early right now before everyone else. If you're a premium member, it's got to be live for everyone else next week. But yeah, we really also just appreciate it because it supports independent media. We're out here doing this thing. We want to keep doing it. You want us to keep doing it. Become a premium member. That's the best way to ensure it happens well into the future. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, and also for the folks at home that want to just, peruse all of the Giant Bomb premium offerings, or at least from this week onwards, and you want to watch Giant Bomb premium stuff and support us on YouTube. YouTube memberships are now live, and the wizard that Chuck Zimmerheld is, if you go to the website, because now if you have a YouTube membership, all premium content from the past years there now. We'll be adding ad-free versions of everything we do for YouTube members, so that's the podcast, Game S Mornings, Quick Looks, but if you have a YouTube membership, you can link it to your site profile, and your membership gives you site premium as well. How Chuck managed to do that overnight, I don't fucking know. But YouTube members,
the truth is, it wasn't overnight. It took him like a couple weeks to get it to happen overnight. Yeah,
and having to bug Google a bunch and get a hold of him, and he is really he's always doing incredible work here. But geez, he's just been
fucking wizard.
He's doing magic around here. Yeah.
However, though, YouTube memberships are $15 to cover the 30% that platform takes. So if you go over there on YouTube Premium. I know that we get a lot of people watching all the streams over there. So if that is your flavor of platform, there is a way to support us over there as well. Speaking about supporting us, every new premium membership, I was going to say, is going to fund Mike Minotti into acquiring more bananas in the Giant Bomb Donkey Kong 64 subathon. But gang, we hit that goal overnight because of all the lovely people at home.
Well done, everybody. Thank you.
I got to celebrate at like 12:30 a.m. or whatever when we hit that goal. It was incredible to see all of the support. Played over 10 hours of Donkey Kong 64 last night. But because we met that goal, that means we're going till I get 101% in that game. So still play more Donkey Kong. I'm going to be sitting back up after the Bombcast day even. And the drive's not over yet, though. We will have a new incentive to reach, and we've been talking this out. We kind of have a rough idea here. We're going to get that sort of finalized, but, at first I was like, oh, let's just give Mike maybe a lightning in the bank thing. But it's like, well, that's not really an incentive to have premium. So we're thinking that for a future blight, probably the one after after we have Space Ace, we're gonna have Geller do one. But after that, instead of it just going to whoever would be next, we will have premium members vote for who goes next. And maybe that pool isn't just the normal 3 of us.
Maybe it's the whole group.
What?
Maybe it's the whole group.
What?
Maybe it's the whole crew.
What?
Maybe.
And maybe we also give you a list of games you can pick between too.
And then we'll also let you pick the game they'll be blighted with out of a list. We'll give you a list of some sort.
And you could recommend games for the list, but we'll have to have a final say on because it turns out we know better what's a Blight Club game than most people, but you guys can vote on that final one for sure.
That's right. So I think that's probably going to be our new incentive.
I'm seeing a lot of Bacalar in the chat.
Hey, if you can find the time on my calendar, by all means.
Now, Mike, I am seeing something else in the chat here that I do like the idea of. Let's just, we'll just brainstorm here live. Some people are saying, what if we just start the counter over and then it's a new save? You just
how about you go to hell?
Look, I'm just telling you what chat's saying.
No. Look, I'll talk about my experience with Donkey Kong 64 soon, but it's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Look, everyone, there's still plenty of more of that game. Where I did make some pretty good progress. I got 50 bananas when it was all said and done.
I am impressed. I think you're going at a really good pace now. So yeah, well done.
I would just like to take this opportunity to remind everyone at home of how nice of a person I am. And how I am just very supportive.
You are. Those are all true.
Don't punish.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut. I'm keeping my mouth shut. Things are going great for me right now. I'm not going to try to tempt fate. Just shut my mouth up.
I'm charming. I'm handsome. I think you're handsome, everybody. So, just keep that in mind when voting opens up. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You had me until that last part. I'm sure we have a lot of. No, not you being handsome, but everyone listening to us. Come on, they can't all be good looking.
I'm listening, so that's true.
It's fucked up. I think
I'm just playing the numbers, folks.
I almost just picked a random person in chat to be like, "That's a terrible thing to say about blah blah blah," and I'm like, "That'd be mean."
Yeah, exactly.
Really insecure.
I'm not singling anyone out. I'm just saying, I'm sure there's ugly people in our audience.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
There's someone listening to this show right now, not even in their office. They're maybe getting ready, and then they just looked at a mirror and thought, "Damn, I am."
Sometimes ugly's hot.
That's right.
100%.
But hey, uggos out there, we also need help on the wiki. Chuck needs assistance over there. If you have any PHP or media wiki knowers, bombcast.com/wiki. Also, there's video player apps available. Because of the APIs. Shouts out to Con and Clint Eastman over there, giantbomb.com/apps. We're still not selling triple dippers on the store, but what we are selling are a whole new slate of merch out there. You want joggers? We got a long bomb on that thing. You want a racer shirt? We got that. Koozies? The word makes me uncomfortable, but we got it up there on the store. Boys, happy 1 year to y'all.
Yeah.
And to you.
Well done. Yeah, well done, guys.
And with
Absolutely.
your spirit.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah,
I give you permission.
Okay, and with your spirit.
Oh, l'chaim.
I'm just bracing for impact.
I want to bring and also with you back. Can we go back? That conclave was a mistake.
Okay. I'm with you, Mike.
I do like that, right? When we literally the next thing after we said the audience will get to vote on who gets blighted next, Backlar called them all ugly.
I didn't say all of them. I said, of course.
It's just maybe a tactical error in timing there.
Just playing the odds.
No, I mean
I think they're beautiful.
Last week,
I
Mike
was also under the impression that we were going to make that like a special thing if we ever did that. But that's fine.
This is
special. Mikey went above and beyond. We gotta have a new incentive right away.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'm sorry, Jan, I cut you off.
No, I was going to say Mikey last week was downplaying and lambasting people that remember other people's anniversaries, specifically their parents' anniversaries.
It's like a mischaracterization.
Oh, that's right.
And then we celebrated our own anniversary.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. People should celebrate their own anniversaries. I agree.
No,
but
Jan's
everyone
right.
else is celebrating our anniversary by subbing.
Okay, but like, yeah, I could play like because it's fun. It's a thing, right? That's different than.
Yeah,
Parents.
it's a fun thing. You're right.
I wanted you to know, overwhelmingly on like the comments and any place where people could write text, the support was with me on that one.
Look, it's also possible that the amount of ugly people also have terrible relationships with their parents. I don't know what to tell you, bud. That could be great. That could be connected as well.
You okay? Get blighted? What's going on?
Are you threatening back a lot?
Get blighted.
Are you? Yeah. What was that, Mike? Relax.
I'm worried.
Just a numbers guy. Jeez, gosh.
You're just
sorry.
Just
a numbers guy.
Somehow I'm still going to get blighted again anyway.
Just a simple man with a calculator. I'm just an innocent man.
We're all just innocent men.
Well, other than being innocent, accusing people of being ugly and almost dying on plane, everyone else doing okay? Everyone else fine? Any other fun stuff popping off?
I just been playing Donkey Kong.
I'm looking forward to. I mentioned it is another one of those Bombathon incentives. Yeah, Jan and I are going out to North Carolina on Friday. So we're going to go hang out with the fan, eat some barbecue, drink some beers, and make a video together. That's going to be fun. So look for that in the near future.
That is great. That is fantastic. The only thing, Grubb, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Did you guys see that millennial song thing on social media over the last couple of days? So the idea is like what is the definitional millennial song? And I think people had some criteria of like it was in that moment, and it's not necessarily a song that people in the younger generations have adopted or something like that. But I don't know if we need to necessarily like be like strict to that. What do you guys think is like the millennial song?
Easy.
I mean, I feel like. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jane.
Mr. Brightside, Killers.
Oh, I could see that.
I think it's good. My Own Worst Enemy by Lit.
I can see that. I feel like every fucking high school like video at the end of the year was set to that Green Day. It's something, hey, baby.
Time of Our Lives.
Time of Our Lives. Yeah.
I mean, these are a little bit later. I think I know what Grubb said, and I did not hate Kiss by a Rose.
Yeah, Kiss from a Rose. For me, the reason. So my reason for that is there was a time in the 90s where songs from movies would just take over the entire world. Yeah, and you could not escape it. You could escape it if you were a little bit older, right? If you were Gen X, if you were a boomer, you were like listening to music in your car, like you had your own way to buy music and all that stuff. I was just like, whatever the culture was giving me, I was getting hit right in the face with it. And Kiss from a Rose was over the top with that stuff.
It was insane. It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. Like, the Celine Dion song for Titanic as well was pretty similar. But I think that one almost transcends. I don't know.
Kiss from a Rose, because like I never, when I was growing up, listened to current music of my generation. Yeah. But like even then, even though I wasn't listening to modern stations or anything, Kiss from a Rose you could not avoid anywhere.
Yes.
No, huge. I mean, that whole Batman Forever thing.
This is a bit of a impossible exercise too,
Absolutely.
right?
Right, because it's a big generation, right?
Yeah.
First of all,
Space Jam.
Yes,
because you could make the argument that it should be like a song from like the late '80s, right? Because if you were right, like it could, or someone said in chat, "Smells Like Teen Spirit," which was like early '90s, right? Like that feels
certainly that's too
plausible.
What about
I feel like I grew up with that.
We did.
We're
older
grow
up with him.
Yeah. You guys are definitely elder millennials.
Zennials with the X or whatever.
Yeah. Not Mike and I. We're young.
No.
What about "I Want It That Way" by Backstreet Boys?
For sure. Like the boy band era could be represented. There were so many. Right. There's so many things that were kind of happening just in that millennial sweet spot. Right. I saw someone chat say "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Living La Vida Loca.
I think
amen, brother.
Smooth is the one that like definitely didn't escape and was massive. Who's Smooth? That's
Matchbox 20 and Santana.
What are we doing? It's obviously the Macarena.
Macarena is like right. I definitely thought about the Macarena.
In that same vein, I was like, "Who let the dogs out?"
All-Star
number
5.
All-Star.
All-Star. Tag team back again. Right?
Okay. I smell a premium podcast. We did this way back in the day where we ranked worst 80s songs and then eventually 90s songs. We should crown the most millennial song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
And we just like put the timer on for an hour and then that's it. And then our definitive list will be the definitive list.
This thing is like a double CD album is what I think we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. This is rough.
So at SGF we'll be selling CDs.
Yeah, burnt CDs.
Yeah.
I did go look back at I was like, did we ever watch that Star Fox 64 Toys R Us Nintendo Power video? And we definitely did. And in there, we had the idea of making our content and putting it on VHSs and shipping it to people's houses. And we still got to do that. We still have to like make a VHS tape at some point.
Oh, maybe I wonder if my next like lunch break during DK thing, I could just play that VHS while I eat to entertain people. Am I allowed to just do that?
Yes.
You do whatever you want.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. The Eiffel 65 song.
Blue? Oh, Blue?
Yeah.
I do have an entire Kayla version of that also on my computer.
Yeah. All day, all night, and everything he sees is just blue like him, inside and outside. Blue his house, the blue.
I wasn't asking you to do this.
Sorry. Okay.
All right, premium folks, you got a bunch of stuff headed your way. A new episode of Portal Pals dropping this afternoon.
Peace, rise up for Portal Pals.
Thank you, Jan.
We got hosts. There's a lot of goo in this episode too. Where are the condoms? PP goo.
Man, just you like frantically searching for a condom like that just sounds real funny.
It's really funny.
Tearing apart your whole bedroom. Where are the condoms?
CVS. Yeah.
There's God, every time I sit down and edit Portal Pals, I just like I have to think and stop of like, wow, Mary is untouchable. Like Mary,
she could do anything.
She'll be the last person on Earth canceled.
Oh yes.
Yes, and then she'll wind up canceling herself just because she could.
She's over it. Yeah.
Folks, a lot of games slowly trickling out. But first one I want to talk about is the one that Mike Minotti has been playing and is going to continue to be playing on the website. That game is Donkey Kong 64. Mikey.
Yeah. I've played like over 10 hours of this game, actually.
Did you just start yesterday? How's that possible?
Yeah. I know, right? There's 4 more days to go. I think that game's fine so far. I am definitely still very much in the what are you all complaining about phase. I understand that could change, especially as I really hunt for the items. But I'm like, you run around, collect stuff, and
real quick, we'll mark this down to put into a clip later.
Yeah.
I think there's a certain breed of gamer who the moment they backtrack at all, like something fires in their brain and it's painful for them. They hate doing that. And I've just never been bothered by that. So like in this game, you have to backtrack a lot. You got to go back to that barrel, become another monkey, and go to a place you just went to. I don't care. That's fine with me.
It's just all like, put yourself back in that moment, Mike, of, oh my God, we're going to get a Donkey Kong 3D platformer like Mario 64. And this game is not that. It is everything you're doing is the less fun version of something you could have been doing in Mario 64 or completely absent of the kind of fun stuff you were doing in Mario 64. And so the comparison really hurt it in that moment. And that's still the emotions I carry forward from this game of being like, so not only is it like just kind of collectathon first, not fun 3D platformer stuff first, and then it has all this like awkwardness in how you're going to be doing that collectathon stuff. You walk up to a thing and be like, hey, it would be fun to interact with this. And the game's like, well, you can't until you come back later as this other thing. Why? And it's like, there's no good reason other than that's just the way the game works.
It did strike me actually while playing it, how little actual platforming there is, right? Like Mario 64, that's the game.
That's the game.
Platforming, you're jumping up walls and things like that. But this game, you don't have the wall jump, you don't have double jump, triple jump, the sideway jump. It is really less about the traversal, and it really is kind of more like figure out how to get this particular ape over here. Then you can push this button and something unlocks over there, and maybe you'll go into a mini game, things like that. Like, I think the mini games have still been mostly fun. I know I struggled for a bit, but getting to play the original Donkey Kong, that's a good time. No, but it is almost less of a 3D platform and more collectathon. Like that really is the name of the genre. And to be clear, like Mario 64, 10 out of 10. Donkey Kong 64, 7 out of 10, right? Yeah. Like that's 3 points difference on our review scale that usually only goes to 5 for most people. That's a big deal in a lot of ways, right?
Yes.
It may be like time has kind of healed that wound a bit of expecting this game to just maybe be as good as Mario 64, and that is just not gonna happen. But there still is a lot of charm. Like the characters, the animations, they're fun. the music, the DK rap. I mean, come on. I do like everyone has a gun. I think it's fun when you get to shoot the things, you know?
It is fun that the apes have guns. I like that.
Sure.
That's where they got the idea for the movies eventually. I'm sorry. Real quick, you should continue this. All right. Someone in chat says, let's see here. I'm going to read this from Colonel Sanders. If you have a Steam controller, turn it on and drop it a couple feet onto your bed a few times safely. Just trust me. He says he doesn't want to spoil it. So I'm going to do it right now while you guys continue this conversation.
Record it
right
with
here
your
on my
phone.
chair.
Record it with your phone.
Okay, good idea. All right, I'll do that. Yeah, so I'm going to do it right here. You guys will kind of be able to see me while recording my phone as well.
You're going to dance tagging back in. All right.
Just randomly drop your Steam controller. That's the instructions.
4 or 5 times.
It's gonna say the release date for Half-Life 3 is what I'm expecting at this point.
Guys, what if he opens a portal? He dropped it too far.
That's not the bed.
He immediately bounced off the chair onto the floor, audio listeners.
What's he doing?
Just someone in chat told him to do this. That's nothing special is going to happen if he drops his
Steam controller.
Steam controller.
He's dropping his Steam controller repeatedly?
Yeah, but on like the padded chair, so it's not not to break it. Yeah.
Am I doing this right?
I don't know.
I don't think anything is going to happen.
What's supposed to happen?
Apparently,
I don't know.
he has to be. Okay, you have to be in big picture mode. I think, Jeff.
Oh wait,
which I think is like an important thing to mention.
I think those instructions may have been important. Yeah.
A little dagger pops out or something. All right.
All right. I'm in big picture mode. I'm trying again.
Okay.
Oh my
all
God.
right.
Okay.
He's going through with it.
I think how Jeff thought we could
continue the podcast.
No.
I want to be very clear, Jeff. We absolutely cannot. I need to watch you do this. There's no way I'm talking about Donkey Kong 64.
He's tossing it too much. I think he needs to drop it.
I think he's tossing it the right amount.
Yeah.
But
That feels too high now.
I feel like, what do we think it's gonna do? I think it's just gonna like
Nothing. I don't think it's
gonna
gonna
something happens.
chat.
Does it have lights in it? Does it have lights in it then?
I mean, there's like one light, maybe. Like, yeah,
Maybe
there's like a little
little-
like.
Is it going to happen on the controller or the screen, Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders said, "This is reckless behavior." Colonel Sanders says now. It's
you told me to do this.
You didn't have to.
Colonel Sanders says they had to try it a few times.
This is backfiring.
Colonel Sanders, we might need a hint about what's supposed to happen. You said a bed. What's the difference? He's dropping it. Why does it have to be a bed?
This is stupid.
Yeah, but the controller doesn't know.
Does it have bed detection technology? What?
It makes a noise. Apparently,
It makes a noise.
have you heard a noise yet?
Yeah, when
I think I just heard a noise.
No
Did it
way.
scream?
No, you didn't.
Did it scream? Is it screaming because it's falling?
check the board. Is it screaming?
One time. Really high up.
You are wearing.
He said yes.
It screamed. Oh my God. Okay.
Screamed.
Okay. Was that worth it?
No.
What?
Actually, it was. That was awesome.
Oh, it's the Willem scream.
I recorded with my phone, and the phone's not
Yeah.
going to fucking hear the scream. So great.
It might.
Well,
Oh, it's a Wilhelm scream specifically.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Okay. We'll figure out a way to actually do that. All right.
Okay.
can you imagine if you actually got mad at a game and threw your controller at Edgar and it did the Wilhelm?
That's actually kind of funny.
Am I a joke to you, Steve?
That's why Edgar abused you.
All right.
I got that Steam controller for Jeff. I haven't used it once. I've been getting ready for Donkey Kong and then playing Donkey Kong 64, a game I apparently feel okay about right now. Check back in on me at the end of the week.
Well, Mike, I've always thought you're not an ordinary fella, and neither is Jeff Grubb because he has been playing Dance Dance Revolution with the L-Tek mat.
Yeah, so I had some problem with my previous Konami 360 mat. It was working on a previous computer. I plugged it into this new one because the last computer was just breaking. It was bad. I was tearing my hair out trying to troubleshoot that one, and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to spend my life trying to fix things. So I got the new computer. Well, it's an older computer, but it's the newer one plugged in, and I had a new reason to troubleshoot and pull my hair out. The DDR mat for the 360 with the USB thing that was working fine on the previous computer was being registered as having it's called a hat, which is like another word for the thumbstick, is being registered as an analog stick. And one thing about an analog stick, you cannot press left and right or up and down at the same time. It does not like that. So when I would try to do that, it's like, hey, no, there's nothing's being registered at all here. So I spent a long time trying to fix that. I installed unsigned drivers for my DDR mat on my computer, which just seems like a big security risk for no good reason. And eventually it's like, oh, this also isn't working. So I went online and I'm like, hey, what is like the sure thing I can get to make sure I'm going to have a DDR mat that I can plug into my PC and it's just going to work. And everyone's like, look, here's a bunch of cheap ones, but there's no guarantee. There is one guarantee, and it is the expensive, like kind of basically metal mat. I got one that's just like the one in the arcade thing. Ooh. So I bit the bullet, got that. Actually reached out to the company, and they pointed me in the right direction, stuff like that. But got the mat, and it's heavy, it's big. I can play with my shoes on, which actually for me is really great. And it's awesome. So I got it plugged in. It like stays on the ground perfectly. You know, the mat, you can get used to it. The like the soft mats. I did get used to them. That's how I learned to play DDR. And you eventually over time, you just sort of like subconsciously like adjust things with your foot as you're dancing to make sure they're not going to like get off too far to the one side or start like skirting underneath the couch. And this one's like, I don't have to worry about all of that. I am just going to town, having a great time. And it feels really good, except for like when I was done, like I'm a little bit more sore than I normally am. And it's because it's like I'm landing on this hard surface, the impact, which I think is actually, that's actually good. I think over time I'll build up like some muscles to deal with that, which is that's one of the reasons I'm playing DDR again, is like jump training and trying to get some impact going to keep like that bone density up. It's great for that. DDR is awesome. Step Mania is incredible. It's great to just go online and download these random song packs and be like, what is in here? And this morning I danced to the theme songs for DuckTales, Tailspin, and the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And I got to tell you, I'm in a fucking great mood. I'm in a good mood. That really just set up my whole day.
I just got Tailspin shorts.
Listen, I need to get Tailspin shorts and dance to some Tailspin. It was excellent. And it's like sometimes
when you can win it in a minute when you spin it. There you go.
Perfect. It's L-Tek is the company that makes it, or iamats.com. This one's pretty expensive, but I'm like glad I bit the bullet. I've always wanted to get one.
Grubb, does a dancing stream.
Does it come with a bar or no?
You can get a bar. I don't like the bar because the bar is for like serious DDR players. These are people who are like trying to perfect the most difficult songs, and that's never really how I played. I would play on like the medium levels, and I'm trying to like shift my weight back and forth really quickly because I like the idea of like stressing out the ankle muscles and be like, oh my God, I'm over here. And now like the next thing is coming up very fast, and I got to get both feet over on this other side of the mat. And I don't want to have the assist there. I want to do that all with my legs. And so that's how I'm playing. But you could buy a separate bar, attach it to this thing, and then it behaves just like the arcade controller. But yeah, it's all set up now, and I'm gonna do a stream and have people pick some songs and stuff. Yeah,
you should T-pose with 5-pound weights the whole time.
I definitely thought about like, because like when I'm getting warmed up and I'm playing a slower song, I am like kind of going into a squatting position to like put a little bit extra effort on my legs. I'm like, I should just go get the kettlebell and do things that way. So, but I would probably hurt myself.
You would probably hurt yourself.
Yes.
Watch out for your knees and your ankles, please.
Yes, I'm being careful.
Magical, beautiful. Just like Mike Minotti has been playing Magical Tetris Challenge.
This was the game I used to test my Nintendo 64 setup before the Donkey Konging. This is interesting. So Capcom only made 3 games for the N64, I believe.
Really?
And out of this, Resident Evil 2, Mega Man 64, and this is the only one that was N64 first. And what it is, and somehow I've never played this game until the weekend. This is Capcom made a Disney licensed Tetris game. That's what this is. And it's mostly kind of built on like the 1v1 style stuff, right? Like the arcade kind of competitive, like Puzzle Fighter, Puyo Puyo, that kind of thing. So you're clearing blocks and you're doing combos so you can send junk to the opponent. And it has a campaign mode where you pick Minnie, Mickey, Donald, or Goofy, and there's a little story to justify you playing all these other characters. And the pixel art looks great, right? So that's fun. The music's fantastic. It's just like an absolute banger Capcom soundtrack. There was some really good sound and music in this thing. The game, pretty challenging, especially when I got the Pete at the end, because these junk pieces that they are sending, like sometimes it's just like, oh, here's like a 3x3 block. So I was like, here's a 6x6 blocker. Here's like 3 of them in a row. Or sometimes you just get sent monstrosities of Tetraminos, where it's like there's like a bit here, then above that one, 3 to the right, 2 up, left. Like it's just a nonsense shape. You have to try to put it somewhere. So it's a very different experience from playing like the more like single player Tetris effect style thing. You can't even hold a block in this one, so you don't have the reserve slot. So it's largely work with what you got, trying to make Tetrises or Pentrises, which is if you clear 5 blocks in a row, you can do that because you do get a 5 long boy in this one. And combos are important too, right? Like you maybe even more so than a Tetris, just like clear a block and then try to clear some blocks or some lines in the next one, clear some lines there. But yeah, it was really fun. I definitely enjoyed the Disney flavor, but the Capcom flavor was pretty strong in it too. So yeah, Tetris, Disney, Capcom, great flavors together.
Speaking about great flavors, I can't help but want to savor the flavor of those blue orbs that I want to absorb in Saros.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this because, like, that's not really a game you can travel with, so I haven't played it for a while. I think I talked about it last time I was on here, but I was kind of starting in Grubb. You and I talked about it. And it's weird to me that, like, I came back and, granted, there's other games out and embargoed stuff we're working on.
And as a reminder, you're a huge Returnal fan.
That's the thing. I adored Returnal. That is very much my type of game. I think it was 1 or 2 on my favorite games of the year. It was Firescape's game of the year. Like, I have been singing the praises of Returnal for 6 years. I got back from, 9 days away or so, like completely forgot I was playing it, you know, where it's like the amount I was loving Returnal and everything, that would have been top of my mind. I would have been like, oh, I can't wait to get back and play Returnal. And I can't quite put my finger on what it is, because like it is doing the Returnal thing and more. And I don't know, Grubb, you beat it, you reviewed it, and the reviews on the site. I don't know. Do you have a sense of like what is the big thing that's different here that would cause it to maybe not get its hooks in as much?
I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. My guess would be that they just sanded off the edges so much that it just almost feels like it plays itself. I think I was talking to Mike about it, and at a certain point, it wasn't my final feeling about the game, but there was a point where I was remembering the feeling I was having playing one of those old Flash games that's just about upgrading. Like it was like the joke about, oh, this game's just an upgrade tree. And at a certain point, this game, Saros, feels like it's just the upgrade tree is way more important than anything else that is happening. It sort of overtakes the gameplay of like, oh, as long as I have the upgrades here, the game becomes trivial. And it does become trivial.
And it does feel like, you're pretty much ready to beat each biome's boss once you have reached like, okay, I bought everything on the tree up until this blocker here. And that's when it's like, okay, now it feels like it's balanced.
Is a boss blocker. You have to beat the boss to get past that blocker, right? Yes.
Exactly. So it's like, it feels like it's balanced properly kind of when you're up to that point. So kind of, I don't know if that makes the previous runs kind of feel like, all right, I'm just kind of doing this just to kind of get my Illuminite or whatever it's called, to level up. And then I can make a real run at it. It's, I think it is sanded off in a way. I did like the challenge of Returnal quite a bit. I think I like the look of some of the biomes. I think they were a little more striking before. The story is not particularly grabbing me in Saros. Like the action itself, fantastic. The action is is great. They're great enemies, great, just like bullet hell, like it's doing that stuff in that Housemarque style. That's what they do best. But it's all to say that like I think it's a very, very good game, but something is happening with it where it's just not clicking with me in the same way as Returnal.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because you were, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were very, very high on Returnal when it came out, right? It was
very much so.
Game of the year that year?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, but it was Firescape's like group, game of the year. So like very much loved it.
Yeah. I mean, so are you going to finish it?
I think so. I think it's just right now there is a lot of stuff out and like I said, embargoed stuff that's like going to take priority for coverage on the site and stuff. So maybe there's a lull afterwards and then maybe I can do that. It does suck that like I've been traveling so much and like, obviously I shift to a lot of Steam Deck type stuff or Switch stuff during those times. So I'll get back to it and maybe I'll change my tune. But yeah, right now it's like I couldn't believe that I like kind of forgot about it,
Yeah, I also forgot about it because I'm just so used to, and this is a very fortunate position, I understand, of being able to play everything on my PC that we work out of and do personal things out of. And I was looking at my Steam library. I'm like, where the fuck is Saros? Did I delete it? Only to realize, right, PS5 only. And I think for me personally, it's going to probably make me forget about the game slowly. If I don't have like a conscious effort to circle back to it. I do kind of want to finish it. Grubb, you clocked in what, 10, 13 hours?
No, 20 hours when
20
I was
hours.
done. I think most people would be between 20 and 25 hours. Would be my guess. I estimated how many runs that did. I'm like, I think it must be around 70, but I don't think that's actually right. Now I need to go back and actually see what it was. But it definitely overstayed its welcome for me. One thing for sure though, Rahul Kohli's performance not flat.
No, not at all.
Right.
You know who else isn't flat, but he might get flattened by specific enemies coming after him is Leon Kennedy in Leon Must Die.
It's funny because Jan, I think me and you both realized we should talk about this at the same time in the talk. We were both trying to write. I was like, roguelikes. I kind of did one of those because they added a roguelite mode to Resident Evil Requiem called Leon Must Die Forever. I don't know why the forever had to be added in there. I think Leon Must Die is a catchier name. This is just a free little update thing that kind of remixes all the Leon segments into this roguelike mode where you always start off in those streets that he begins with, and you kind of work your way from there, and there's multiple paths, but the paths will go to places from the game, like the east wing of the care center, or this part of the downtown area. And then you can kind of do it in a way where you maybe only go through these levels, so you don't have much chance to get the upgrades. And every time you kill enemies or do certain things, you get experience points. And it's pick 1 of 3 upgrades, make your shotgun stronger, or make it so that when you parry, your axe automatically repairs itself. Because unlike in the base game, you can't just sharpen your axe. You kind of have to find upgrades that will repair it, right? I thought it was pretty fun as this sort of free offering. It's not doing a ton. Like I said, there's not any new content here. You're fighting even the same bosses from that base game. And the final thing you do here is the final boss from the game. But I was having a good time just kind of learning what to do, what kind of upgrades I should focus on to complete one run. And then when I did that, it's now you can do the next harder difficulty. I'm I think I'm good. I enjoy playing this for maybe a couple hours and learning the routes. And there's a time limit. You can extend that, but you really need to take advantage of your time. You have to kind of explore those areas, find the weapons, find the ammo, find the upgrades. But it was just a good excuse to go in, play more Resident Evil 9, enjoy that game's very good combat.
I am a big fan of when a company will take DLC and they just remix the base game. It is music to my ears. And speaking about music, folks, strap in. It's time to talk about Mixtape.
Yay! Boo!
What?
All right.
Let's do it, Dan.
I want to, and you guys keep me honest here.
Wait, why is this so weird? Why are you guys being
played
weird?
it on the flight,
Dan.
And I had a lot of feelings, and I realized, okay, this could very easily be a thing where I go on the podcast, I'm like, bah, 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 this sucks, this is shit, bah, bah, bah. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm an adult. I've done this job for a few years now.
You're an adult man with a salary and a wife.
Yeah, I know. I should be able. That was a different
Quit
day.
bragging, guys. I get it.
I should be able to articulate the things that annoy me about this game like an adult and not just say it sucks. Because it
I guess
suck.
this is Dan growing up. Okay.
So obviously, okay. Let me make this clear. Any complaint I have about this is not that I've heard, Grubb, you told me there's kind of that anti-Gone Home crowd. Not a real game, it's a walking simulator, but that's horseshit. I liked Gone Home a lot. There's no complaint about that.
Just real quick, the phrase I saw today, you press more buttons in a standard Stellar Blade combo than you do in the entirety of this game.
Fuck that shit. That's
right?
This is not the angle I'm coming from at all.
That Stellar Blade was the example.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
I'm starting to realize I am completely out of the loop on the discourse of this game.
That's good. Stay that way.
Yeah.
Keep going, Dan.
So there is no a game. There's no games have to be this. Games have to be that. Has to be hard. You have to be able to die. It's it's none of that stuff. I think it's a tonal thing. I think it's a writing thing, and I think I hate pandery nostalgia. I love retro stuff as much as possible. I'm constantly playing games from the 90s. I'm constantly watching wrestling from the 90s. I love my nostalgia. I like to, play the actual and watch the actual things from back then. I don't necessarily need my modern entertainment to be spoon feeding it to me. I feel like that happens a lot. I don't like Stranger Things. I think there's a lot of stuff that panders to a certain type of 40-something like me that I find a little pandery. And this one too, they're like the phrase "it insists upon itself" pops into my head a lot when I'm playing this game. And I played about half of it based on, played like an hour and a half of it on the plane. I heard it's like 3 hours long. And it's like right from the get-go. It's like, first of all, I don't like these characters at all. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they act. I don't like anything about them. And it's the part where like when the first minute or two, the main character turns to look at the camera, to look at the player and says like, soon you won't just be listening to music. You'll be listening to who you were. And it's like, okay. We're speaking to a very specific nostalgia here. I didn't listen to this music. I didn't hang out with people like these goobers. I didn't do the things these people do. This is not speaking to my youth and like to look at me. This is what we were all like in the 90s, right? And it's like, no, that's very annoying to me. Also, you know the movie Baby Driver?
Yep.
Yes.
I didn't like that movie at all. I know it was like well received and stuff, but I didn't like it. It felt to me like it was the showcase of like Edgar Wright or whatever, like, let me showcase my eclectic taste in music and stuff. And like, basically I'm going to force a playlist upon you, This very much feels like that, but even more deliberate, where it's like every single fucking chapter, that character is like looking at you. And I know the character's supposed to be a music supervisor, so it plays into like what her role is or what her passion is. But it's like to look at the player and be like, this next song from Devo is like this. It's the perfect hangout vibe or whatever. It's like, so it really fits this next scene. It's like to have a character look at me as I'm playing and explain to me why this was a cool choice for the soundtrack for this next scene drove me insane. I like show don't tell. Like it is a good soundtrack. Like it's good. But like it just feels pandery. It feels like it insists upon itself. It very much does the Grubb. We've talked about Red Dead 2 a lot, where it's like not that this is trying to be an open world game like Red Dead 2, but like it's like, okay, I'm trying to go down the stairs in the house. My character's like, ugh, can't bail yet. Because like, oh, I got to go look at a VCR or a Polaroid or a CD or, hey, remember the 90s? It's just like, it is a very on-rails experience. It is a very like, let me show you the music I listen to. Let me show you the things I'm nostalgic for, with very unlikable characters. There was nothing in it for me. There is an undeniable style to it. The direction is great. The soundtrack is very good, I think. But I'd say I just was getting annoyed the entire time I was playing rather than enjoying anything.
Yeah. I think I'm not surprised by any of that. As it was playing, I'm like, Dan's gonna hate this. Like, it was, and I think a lot of people are going to have this reaction of, this does not speak to me, and it thinks it does, and that bothers me. And it's like that I won't be surprised by, because it's like, for me, I usually play these things or watch things like this, like a lot of Wes Anderson movies. I think try to like have this artifice put on top of them, and I think that's what it's going for in those moments where she's turning the camera. You said that's like do show not tell, and it is doing that. It is showing, but it's showing like what she thinks her life is going to be when she's a music supervisor, and she's acting that way in the way that like kids play at this idea of what they think the real world's going to be like and what their job's going to be like before they get there. That's what they're trying to get across, and that's obnoxious when kids do that. That's embarrassing, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people are going to be repulsed by here. For me, it's like I see that, and I have kids who are quickly growing. They're moving into this age very fast, and as a piece of thing that like understands what it's like to be awkward and young and overconfident and trying to like move from one period of your life that you have like a love for, but you also know that you want to move on and go to New York City and have the rest of your life begin any moment, like American Graffiti. I think it does a good job of capturing all of those emotions in a way that I was pretty impressed by. It is not a very good encapsulation of what it was like to be young in the 90s. It is sort of, it is a facsimile. And I think it gets that across by like in the moments when they're sitting in the car, driving around, hanging out with each other, it's fake. They're sitting in a fake car on a movie set with rear projection behind them. And they're playing at these feelings. And it's like, for me, it's like, okay, it knows what it's doing. Yeah. And so it's playing it over the top.
It's a fantasy.
For an effect. It's a childhood fantasy. And she is curating it for presentation the way that she wants to have the job of being a music supervisor. That's her dream job, which is someone who picks out music for movies and television shows and stuff like that. And she's doing that with her entire life. And I think if that is what they're going for, they nailed it. And then the small little gameplay vignettes that you do, like skipping stones, Chuck showed me that in the quick look. All that stuff is like really well done. The shopping cart sequence was fun to play for me. Fun. I'm like, I like moving this thing around. So It is not so, it's definitely not that perfect encapsulation of what it was like for me. Like, I don't recognize a lot of these people from my youth, but I like as like a sort of cross-generational attempt to explain what it's like in that moment. I think it's mostly nailing it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad game. I think, probably a lot of it just boils down to like, I would have hated these people in high school. Like they seem very obnoxious and pretentious, and like I would have just like avoided them like the plague. And maybe that's like, I just see this and I see these characters in the game and I'm like, maybe that's where this is coming from.
I would have avoided them too, but I'm at a point in my life now where I look back, it's like, oh, I could see that they were just as insecure as I was.
Yeah, 100%.
They were dealing with all the same things I was, and now I'm like ready to like listen to them a little bit more.
I'm just,
my theory. Yeah. My theory of like you are your worst version of yourself between the ages of like 15 and like 24, right? Like that's basically right. So. I guess what I'm sort of extracting here is like I'm kind of surprised in which at the seriousness in which people are sort of absorbing this experience. I find that a little fascinating, and it I don't know, like it is not what has occurred to me, and obviously everyone should be able to experience this thing in the way that they feel like they need to. I guess I am surprised that people. From what you're describing, Dan, like having this kind of reaction. I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of like letting it happen, and I'm finding it to be like a very, like I said, it is a fantasy game for sure. And I think in that regard, I find it to be like pretty engaging, and I'm kind of digging it. This isn't going to change my life in any way, but I think it is doing what it is like setting out to do. And I'm playing. It's also the first game in many, many, many years that I've like, convinced my wife to sit down and like be like, "Yo, hey, check this out. Like, look what they're doing with the video games now. Like, look at this. I got that feeling too, and she's obviously she's been snickering a lot at the music supervisor stuff, where she's like, I have to send this to a bunch of music supervisors.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of comfort food, no stakes, really just saccharine in a way that I'm like, I can't identify necessarily, like, again, because I'm not looking for this weight in it, right? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, are they accurately depicting, the 90s? I kind of think like, the target is a little all over the map of like, what time period is this? It doesn't matter, right? Like, so yeah, I think I'm like really able to find like a lot of comfort in that experience with it. And yeah, like the moment to moment stuff is sort of not the most like overly engaging, but I think it has a lot of like clever tricks up its sleeve.
Got a good pace to it though. You're not going to be doing any one thing for too long.
And that was the thing too, where like this has been a game many times, and I'm probably we're probably 2 hours into it, where I'm like, oh, here, Stace, like take this, do this thing, like started with the tongues and stuff. And I think for those reasons, it's pretty great. I think I am gonna stay away from any kind of like other analysis of this, just because I think it's maybe a waste of time. I don't know. But that's my take. I fooled you. I bet everyone thought I was going to hate this shit. No.
We thought you'd like it.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So I haven't spent too much time with the game yet, but I have a major question. Grubb, you've beat this, yeah? Or
no? I played quite a bit. Then I've been playing some other stuff for work, but yes.
Copy. At any point, does the main character explain why she wears these headphones fucking backwards?
No.
Dude, I thought that for a second the first time I saw them. The COS, right?
Yeah.
They're the COS ones. Yeah. I thought that for a second, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'm just getting it all backwards.
No,
but she is, huh?
She wears it backwards. It specifically says left right there.
Now I'm back on the criticism wagon.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Grubb, you said something earlier. I have been thinking about this, where it's like they are teenagers. They are supposed to be like, of course, she would be kind of like almost a little pretentious with how she discusses like wanting to be
a theater kids, kind of. Yeah.
And you know what?
Teenagers think they know everything.
That did make me think. I bet at that age, these characters in the game are supposed to be 16, 17 or whatever. If you ask me anything about Tarantino or Kubrick or something, I bet I would be insufferable about it.
I bet
I would talk about how, like, when I was making my little video announcements and short films and stuff back then, I was like, oh, so here, this is a very Kubrick-esque shot or something. Like, I bet I would have done that shit. So it's like, in that way, yeah, maybe it is kind of like, maybe they can be both. Like, these characters are unlikable, but also this is an accurate depiction.
Yeah, and
of an artistic,
I think where you, like, the line for you, Dan, is that you would not probably make a video game or a movie about yourself at that age. Probably not. Like, because it's like, you like that, I would be or make it about the insufferable part of you. I think this game wants to explore that stuff and kind of like get at that feeling of life is moving on. I mean, to me, the touchstone for me is American Graffiti. I see a lot of American Graffiti in this.
Totally.
And I think it's like a pretty good 90s-ish version of American Graffiti of people are moving on. Everyone's got their feelings about that. This one person that keeps saying they want to move on, like, where does that leave me? I've been your whole life. And it's like, yeah, that is actually universal. People are everywhere are going to be related to that. This game was made by people in Australia about these kids in California. I think emotionally it's very true. And it all comes down to whether or not that is something that you want to be thinking about or exploring.
Yeah, there's never a moment in your life that you think matters more, but in reality matters less.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
right?
and also
that's
like,
that time of life that this game, I think, is portraying for sure.
And I don't think I ever had angst. whenever I hear the phrase teen angst or whatever, I've like Googled like, what is angst? And I'm like, I don't think I've ever had this. So like, I think it's just like, I don't think that, I relate to that at all. So maybe that's part of my reason I can't find myself enjoying this, Yep.
Yeah, I am not surprised playing it that people are having these feelings about it. A lot of people do. I think the first thing I said when we talked about it last week, Mike, I think was saying like, this game's not going to be for everybody. No. And you could just tell. You could tell right away.
I think the first thing you said to me was, I don't want Dan to play this game.
I think,
did I handle this responsibly?
You did great, Dan. Yeah. Lots of constructive criticism. You explored your own feelings about it. I'm happy with this conversation. Well done. Yeah.
I think personally, knowing the developers that they're Australian and that this game takes place in Northern California, of like a mishmash of like 80s and 90s stuff, it does speak to it being like a fantasy, right?
Yes.
So I can't.
100%.
I was kind of ready to be like annoyed with this game, only like an hour or so in. God, I was ready for this to be too aggressively white. And
it does seem that right.
Yeah,
it is.
And it is, and there are parts of it that way. But if anything, the takeaway that I'm running with this is that, like, okay, cool. These are two people or a group of developers paying homage to a very specific time, kind of like not specifically nostalgia bait, but like hearkening back to a time that was maybe positive for them, very formative for them in their lives to how they are now. And if anything, the takeaway that I am with this is that, like, there is an outlet, folks at home, to make a game that is kind of like hearkening back to your own childhood. This makes me think of, Grubb, what was the game last year? The football game?
Yes. Despelote. Yes.
Despelote. And it just further emphasizes that video games can be a fantastic vehicle for telling a story over the span of like 2+ hours. And I love Bacalar that this is a game that you wanted to show to Stace of like, hey, like, look at this. Look at how they're doing this, because the game is gorgeous. But for folks out there that want to explore people of color stories, I highly suggest you check out Venba. Venba.
Yeah. Venba and Despelote. If you're looking at this and side-eyeing it, and you're like, I bet I would feel like Dan. Despelote is sort of an antidote to this. It does something very similar, but in a way that it's like, you are probably, if you're listening to this, chances are you're probably not going to relate to anything of it, and something about that makes all the stuff where it's like, oh, the parts where it does relate, like, oh, they have a mom, you will relate to that. You'll latch onto that stuff, and you'll see all the emotional truth in there. And that game's so good at that stuff.
Someone make the mixtape for me, which is just the character playing a bunch of Soul Calibur and watching Conan O'Brien.
I was thinking, if instead of music, what if it's just like teens doing a backyard wrestling league?
That sounds pretty fun, yeah.
Just like, and there's just one kid just doing like the suck it motion all the time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. There's a button, there's like a face button that's just suck it.
There'll be a person in a crowd holding up a sign with Cartman on it.
The least obnoxious people to ever live.
Exactly. Also, I'm a little bit upsetty spaghetti, guys. It's May. It's AAPI month, and no one has wished me an AAPI month. Happy AAPI month.
Is that like your anniversary?
No, motherfucker. But I also suggest on the Venba Despeloti train to check out Until Then, a game about the Philippines. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Gang, anything else we want to talk about before we take a quick bricky break?
No.
All right,
Nah.
fine.
Jeez.
I'm going to fade to black now. You know, there's conversations that folks miss out on the breaks in between the segments. General epiphanies. I feel like we all become closer as a group during these, and I'm sad that folks don't get to witness it. But Mike, you had a realization over the little break we just had.
Okay.
He had a question. I don't know if he's had the realization yet.
In the DK rap I think I did. The voice, whoever's singing, I don't know who sings the DK rap, the disembodied voice, says, "Come on, Cranky, take it to the fridge," is what I've always heard.
That's what he says.
And I'm like, is that actually a saying? Take it to the fridge?
You said, is that the first time anyone's said that?
To take it to the fridge. You were like, is that a saying? Yeah.
And this, I was busy doing something else, and I double taked to be like, are you being serious right now?
Yeah, and you said, it's bridge. And Firma was like, why would it be bridge? Oh, a musical bridge.
So I was having the same thought yesterday. Like, this is certainly not the first time someone said, take it to the bridge in a song.
Take it to the bridge.
It goes back to James Brown in the 70s
James Brown was
and 80s.
constantly doing that. Take it to the bridge. Yeah. The Led Zeppelin song does that. Yeah. It's
I've heard fridge so much.
That's weird, man.
Mike might be the person on the planet that's the least like James Brown.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah, let's look it up.
I almost want to double down. I think he says fridge because I've heard parodies songs where they say fridge.
Mike. In DK rap, it's fridge. It's a silly, goofy parody rap.
I'm gonna look up.
They say fridge in DK rap, but if you take it to the bridge, it was a frequent James Brown.
Yeah, and it's
like the bridge of the song.
Okay. So I'm not
you're
crazy.
hearing it right. Yes.
I'm not insanely crazy. He does say take it to the fridge.
It says, come on, Cranky, take it to the fridge. And that is.
And then they talk about all the.
It's a parody.
Food. I forgot the word for food for a second there. They talk about the food. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple sauce. Okay. This keeps maybe breaking my brain. All right. So he does say fridge.
Yes.
And it's a play on people saying take it to the bridge.
Yes. That's where we're at.
I've got it all figured out now.
All right. You learned. That's good.
This Kong's one hell of a guy.
So you were walking around thinking take it to the fridge was like a thing people said in songs everywhere.
I was just like, why is he saying take it to the fridge?
I mean, what do you do with your groceries when you come back from the store?
Come on, Cranky, take it to the fridge.
I take it to the pantry because I don't have too many items that need to be refrigerated.
Well, Mike,
I was also Living in the Fridge by Weird Al. You're probably familiar with. It's actually based on Living on the Edge by Aerosmith.
I'm familiar with that. And somehow every time I tried to watch Cowboy Bebop on Adult Swim, it was always the fridge episode. Every time I tried to watch it.
It's a bottle episode. Okay.
It's a great episode,
but you need the rest of these. You need the rest of it.
For folks that have watched a lot of GB stuff, I think a constant question I ask guests is, do you think we could beat the Harlem Globetrotters? Just two Harlem Globetrotters. And I think
what? A video game?
Basketball.
No.
5 of us versus 2.
Absolutely not.
But here's the
5
thing.
1 would be toast.
Here's the thing. I think I've highlighted one of the issues. It's because Mike rejects any type of yes and, including an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to do that thing that you could do in NBA Street where you just bounce it off the board to yourself, right?
Yes.
The
Serving it up. Dinner served.
It's funny, but Mike's like, I think But No is so much funnier. It's like, of course you do. The joke ends with you. That's the whole point.
That's the thing my James Bond parody.
The whole idea is everyone gets to have fun, and of course you don't like that.
Wow. You know how much food I just put at all your families last night, and this is the thanks.
Thanks for ending the money at least. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Again, Mike's making it about himself.
Weird.
I think someone has a little bit of main character syndrome. But that's not news to me.
What are you, a Reddit commenter?
I won't tell.
The shirts are all black. Oh, there's other options?
Anyways, the news. Our shirts come in colors.
Your criticisms are all valid, and I take them all responsibly. Thank you.
Mikey, you gotta just stay off the Reddit.
This one was not his fault. I brought this one to his attention, so he's innocent here. eBay rejects GameStop's $56 billion takeover bid.
What do you mean?
They basically they weren't even being nice. You know, the times where like they're gonna they'll couch it in some nice language. They just said this offer is neither credible nor attractive. Or just like you are just nothing here is credible. Yeah, you're fugly. Get out of here. This is what happens when someone in charge of a meme stock is like, I'm gonna go do real business, and the other real businesses are like, what? Get out of here, pimply teenager trying to get a loan at the bank for their nut punching machine. Like, what are you talking about?
How'd you get in here?
Yeah, how'd you get in? Who let you in here?
Who let you in here?
I mean, literally, that's the energy they have here. Is who let you in here? Yes, it's
good.
great.
He was selling shit from the GI Vault too.
This is the same guy.
This is
Ryan Cohen's a piece of shit.
Like, he is a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
He was he stole stuff for his own collection and then was selling it to pay for this.
which as has been reported accurately, a lot of the stuff in that vault was from GI editors' personal collections that we just wanted to have a piece of history and be as full as possible. So
he is a bad person. Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't, it belonged to Game Informer. It's not yours. Get out of here. Yes, just absolute trash behavior from a trash person. And he's kind of getting laughed out of school here a little bit. Not much else to this at this point. This is kind of where this was always going to end up. We talked about it last week. It was just a half stock, half cash offer, $56 billion. When he was asked like where the rest of the money would come from, because like the math he was presenting didn't add up. He didn't have any answers in a TV interview. And the funniest part of it was apparently Michael Burry, who was a GameStop investor, because he's like, I could see where the meme stock is going, was watching and immediately sold all of his GameStop stock. And when he like wrote a newsletter about that, the stock price dropped like 10% instantly.
That's the kind of not recovered.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Michael Burry being the guy who was played by Christian Bale in that movie. Yeah, in
the drummer. Okay.
Yes, the drummer. Yeah.
All right. Well, not all bad news out there, I guess.
Yep, exactly. All right. So more stuff is happening elsewhere. Sega cancels its Super Game. Remember that one, guys?
Super Game.
Sega confirmed the cancellation of its big budget Super Game initiative, which at one point they talked about having spent something around $882 million to make, or that was the plan. They were going to spend $882 million. This is them just saying, hey, we are shifting away from this idea of the future is big, live service, AAA games that cost a ton of money to make. And it's like a little late to the party there, but you're right. That's probably correct. They are basically saying that while their full game sales right now, they have full game premium price games. The sales for those, the revenue, down about 12% year over year. They're saying that's because we got distracted. We're going all in on that stuff with like smaller, more targeted games. We're just going to make games to sell to people. That's the new strategy. So my memory was the Super Game was some combination of Crazy Taxi and Jet Grind Radio. Apparently that's not what this was. This was some other thing. And Jet Grind Radio, Crazy Taxi, a bunch of other games are still on their slate as coming, separate from this. So
is that what it is? Or is it like... Because I always thought they were positioning those as part of this initiative, and maybe they're like, well, that's stupid. Why would we make a $800 million budget Crazy Taxi game that's a live service? Let's just make a Crazy Taxi game.
I think that's where I was as well. I think you might still be right. The problem here is it was never very clear. It was always vague what Super Game meant, and they did not clarify it here. This was just sort of a line item of them being like, we're moving on from this. Don't worry about it.
And do you remember there was like a weird like SGF or Game Awards trailer or something where it was like showing a bunch of people like playing, and in the background you would see like Crazy Taxi looking
the
at
5 games
and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like, wait, are these all separate games? Is this their Super Game? Like it's very, very confusing.
Right. So that was Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, Jet Set Radio. I think I was saying Jet Grind Radio, Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage, and then Shinobi. Shinobi did come out. These other 4 are still listed as coming, as well as that Virtua Fighter project, Persona 4 Revival, Total War Medieval 3, Warhammer 40K, Stranger Than Heaven, and Alien Isolation. So they listed all these as still coming. None of those have been scrapped alongside this thing.
That's a nice... that looks like a pretty good lineup to me.
Yes.
That Shinobi game was great. If more of these retro revivals are of a similar quality, that's fantastic. I bet we're going to hear about a new biggish Sonic game soon, right? It's been a while now since Frontier. We had Superstars in the racing game. After that, it's probably time for the next 3D one. So yeah, I think I should just make video games.
Yeah, exactly. Shinobi should be the blueprint. Like, hey, they just made a game that's kind of like in the style or inspiration of Shinobi, but it's not like slavish to the way it played or looked. Yeah. And it kicked ass.
I forget. Was that internal Sega or did they just?
Well, they worked with Lizard Cube on it, but they published it, and
it was more internal than like Streets of Rage 4, which is a similar concept, but they like kind of let someone else take all that. Yeah, exactly, and they let someone else handle all the business there. All right. Nintendo is trying to soften the Switch 2 price hike, which was announced in the last week. So it's going from $450 to $500 on September 1st in most of the world. It's going to go up in price like $100 or the equivalent of $100 ish in Japan sooner than that. I think by the end of May. But as part of like their apology here for softening the blow, they're immediately announcing that even before the price hike takes effect, they're going to sell a $500 bundle that has a pick-your-own-game sort of digital copy of either Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Pocopia.
Oh.
And it kind of felt like, that was always the strategy of having that $500 bundle thing with Mario Kart that could always transform into something else. Here it is. They're raising the price, but now you get a game at the $500 price point alongside it still. So it's like not that different than what it once was. This is going to be well timed though, because we saw with the PlayStation 5 price increase, there was a couple of days before that took effect. And even after it took effect, the previous stock was still selling for the original MSRP. People rushed out and got those and gobbled them all up very quickly to the point where PlayStation saw a significant increase in sales that week. There's a long time now between now and September 1st, really.
Yeah.
And so the Switch is probably going to sell very well between now and then. And being able to get Pocopia or Donkey Kong Bonanza with it is certainly going to move those things.
I think Pocopia is going to move that shit like hotcakes.
I think so, too. Yes. I think people have certainly been waiting. A lot of people couldn't wait because they were so excited about it. Well, now if you did wait, you can save a little bit of money because previously you were spending $450 for the system or $500 to get Mario Kart with it, that if you could still find that bundle, although that bundle is off and on. Now you go okay, I'll save $20-$30 by getting this $500 bundle with the game included. And that will encourage people to make those moves. The question is, after the price goes up, like what is the demand for Switch 2 after that? It's a pretty hot item still right now. And it does not have Grand Theft Auto 6 waiting for it in the way that PlayStation does on the other side of its price increases.
Yeah. I think I was going to say, I think some of these games may be like a slow burn for people. Like a lot of people assume that Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is a Switch 2 title, but it's just a Switch 1 game.
That was part of this financial report recently. They did point out it sold 3.8 million copies. This is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, 40% of which were on Switch 2. So it is, 40% of people bought it to play on Switch 2, I guess is the way to say that. But yeah, so it's like it's moving things over there a little bit.
I do wonder, what do they think are the fall games that can maybe help push things, or maybe not if they are, projecting this slowdown.
I mean, Ocarina of Time, they are projecting.
Ocarina of Time is, and that seems like. I wonder if that's like the biggest one. It could be Ocarina of Time remake, depending on how hard they go on that. Could be a very big deal.
Is the upcoming Yoshi game, and I don't think that's going to be a system seller, but is that Switch 2 only?
I believe
Switch 2 only.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the only upcoming, now that Tomodachi Life is out, I think it's just Rhythm Heaven Groove. I could be wrong, but I think it's just Rhythm Heaven Groove that is Switch 1.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah. They're getting ready to move on, and I think they are seeing that when they put out games that are Switch 2 only, it is making a big difference for them. So they were talking about supporting the Switch 1 for a long time. That is probably going to lighten up here soon. And one game that is going to be Switch 2 only is Star Fox. Just called Star Fox. It is a remake of Star Fox 64 once again. It is coming June 25th, so very soon. It is priced pretty friendly, $50 physical or digital, $60 physical, I think. So it's continuing that trend from Nintendo, which we could talk about if you guys want. That feels like it's a temporary reprieve. Eventually, it's like $70 digital and $80 physical, and then $90 physical. But we'll see. We're not here with yet with that thing. The Star Fox game looks really good in gameplay. The character models have people sort of like saying some stuff, but I think it looks pretty good. It has a VTuber mode. You can play with the mouse.
Hell yeah.
What?
The multiplayer is a little bit expanded where it's 4v4 online instead of just like 4-player free-for-all. So that's, updated, a little bit more modernized. There's some cool stuff here. And I also think this is setting the table for more Star Fox in the future. How do you guys all, that we've had some time to digest this, end up feeling about Star Fox?
I thought it looked awesome. I think, I've said forever about Star Fox, like they had 2 good games, then it's all been like not even diminishing returns. It's been a lot of like weird side, like they've tried to change it more than they needed to. And then good remakes of 64. They had that great one on 3DS, Star Fox Zero. Not my favorite, but I have no problem with them going back to the well again with this because it's the best one by far. And they've shown they don't really know what to do with the series outside of remaking this one very good game.
And I'm someone who I like Star Fox Zero. I like Assault. I like some of those offshoots. 64 is definitely still the best one. It's incredibly safe to just remake that game again.
The safest thing they could have done.
It's the safest thing they could have done. Like they could have at least just made a game like Star Fox 64, right? That just plays like that. But I can't get too upset about it because I really like Star Fox 64, and this remake does look really good. I like the way the characters look. I like that they're adding in things like more cutscenes, just a little bit more character. Some of the redesigns, like Kat, that's a great redesign. She looks good. I don't know why I marked out so much when Bill showed up. I'm like, hell yeah, Bill, that's my guy.
Which one is Bill?
Bill's just like the dude who shows up at that one mission that's kind of like Independence Day.
That's a great mission.
Yeah, I love that one, right? God, this is just such a fun game with all the different routes. And, you play it the first time, you probably just get a normal ending. Then you play it again, you realize if I do this, I go over here and it's a little bit harder. But now I'm getting this like secret ending and all of a sudden I'm in a submarine. All that fun stuff. I wonder how kind of new people are going to feel about, I did a playthrough of this game and that only took 15 minutes. What did I just buy? If they're going to sort of understand what's going here. I'm curious about that challenge mode, how much replay value that is going to add on top of it. Yeah, it's nice to see Star Fox back. It has been a while. There was a bit that we're worried, like maybe they're just done with Star Fox. No, most of these series do find a way to eventually return, and this seems like a pretty good way to reintroduce Star Fox.
Grubb, you said people don't want to fuck Star Fox anymore?
There's questions among the furry community about whether or not these characters are fuckable, and I've been asking them. I've been putting my ear to the ground, and it seems like mostly no. Mostly no.
And there's anger about him not being.
But Star Fox, famously pretty fuckable.
Yeah. What? Huh. Yeah, Backlar, that was my reaction.
So the VTuber
people
mode.
Want to fuck Star Fox.
Yeah, and
I guess.
So the VTuber mode, I need everyone in chat to assign who's going to be who. For
Falco.
For that. I said chat is going to assign it, Dan.
I think it might be the right call there, though.
But Grubb, you said 4v4?
Yeah, it's 4v4 online. My memory was Star Fox.
Guys, who are we taking on in the sky?
All comers. Anyone.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Kind of funny.
It's a joke, but sure. Yeah.
I don't. All right. To the surprise of no one, I didn't ever play Star Fox ever. I didn't realize it was the same game every single goddamn time.
Pretty much, actually.
Or worse.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not missing out on too much here. I don't know
game, though, that they keep remaking.
Who Fucky and Slippy are. I don't know who any of these people are.
Those are the dwarves. Backlar, come on.
Honestly, I believe you. Huh. Yeah. But hey, I like new stuff that I've never played, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to maybe enjoy it. I don't know yet.
It.
Yeah, it's like, was it like dogfighting? Is it just like dogfighting?
It's on rails most of the time. It's an on-rails shooter.
Did you ever play Panzer Dragoon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Like Panzer Dragoon, but not Star Fox.
By the way, Sega, bring that one back. You fucks.
Yeah, I played a shit ton of those games.
Take 1/10 of your super game budget that you don't need anymore. Make a new Panzer Dragoon, and don't let those fucking weirdos remake another Panzer Dragoon. They look bad.
Yeah, don't let the Uggos do it.
Yeah,
Crimson Dragon was so long ago, and it was so mid. It was so mid.
If anyone takes any lesson away from this podcast today, don't let ugly people do anything.
That's right. That's what we're trying to say here.
You said it. Not me.
Yeah.
I did say it,
the VTuber thing you can just use like across the board. You don't have to be in the game.
So excited.
You can like just turn it on and then talk to your friends while they play other games using game chat, which is just dumb as hell, and I love it. Incredible.
Okay, release week. Can we do the whole Bombcast like that?
Oh,
That's
of
what everyone's
course.
asking for, and I think we're probably going to end up
I think
doing
we should
that,
probably do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the four Star Fox people and the 4 Star Wolf people too. So somebody could be Pigma.
What can I be? Andros?
I might be Pigma.
I don't
Pigma?
you
Oh,
can
yeah,
be
eyeball
Andros's
brain
like
style.
nephew that kind of looks like him.
I'm an emperor. I failed you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I want
Alright,
to hear
like-
what all these guys sound like. And
They're
then,
great. Great.
It's-
yeah.
The thing about Star Fox 64, especially, legitimately great voice acting.
Yeah.
Some
nice.
really good performances.
Cool.
Peppy
Do a
is
barrel
like,
roll.
Peppy
I
does
guess I
that
should be
great.
thankful.
Peppy's like Southern accent is like there's like a trend or a trope in Japanese media of like the character that like trains up the young gun is like this old Western guy, and Peppy does such a
Right.
good job at that. It's a great
Interesting.
voice.
To do a barrel
Yeah.
roll is the famous one,
Yeah, of course. Like try a U-turn.
Yo,
Uh,
Pigma. I fuck with Pigma. I like this guy.
Pigma, yeah,
Yeah,
Pigma's
yeah, he's a
awesome.
villain. He betrays everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers, dude.
All
Pigma
right.
spoilers.
Takashi Tezuka is
Ew.
retiring from Nintendo. Nintendo veteran Takashi Tezuka is retiring from his executive officer role on June 26th. Tezuka directed or helped shape foundational Nintendo games, including Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario World, A Link to the Past, and Yoshi's Island, and was most recently producer on Super Mario Brothers Wonder. He is one of those people who's like, oh, there are like 5 names on Super Mario Brothers that ended up, or like 4 of the 5 names that on Super Mario Brothers ended up working on Super Mario Brothers Wonder. He's just been there forever. Is always one of those guys that really made the games incredible. He's worked on so many of my favorite games. This is part of a recent changing of the guard at Nintendo. Hideki Kano recently retired. Tanabe recently retired. Miyamoto's still there as an executive fellow. And that means like he can kind of like do what he wants because he's Miyamoto, and that means he's working on movies and theme parks and stuff like that. But yeah, these guys are turning 65, retirement age, and they are retiring. And it's my entire life has been playing this guy's games, and now he's done. And I kind of want to just be like, good for him. You really earned it, and like just applaud.
Yep.
Well done. Sony forecast PS5 gaming sales decline amid price and supply challenges. Nintendo was saying it's kind of something similar. Nintendo was sold like 20 million Switch 2s in its first year. Now they're saying 16 million for the second year. That's a little abnormal, but they had so many in the year one that's like, yeah, you can expect some decline there. And then there's the price increase on top of that. PlayStation seeing something similar, even though it's much deeper into its generation. Sony issued a forward-looking forecast showing a roughly 6% decline in annual gaming sales as PS5 hardware demand falls, largely tied to memory price surges, supply issues, and recent price hikes, including a $100 increase in the United States and higher prices in other regions. The PS5 shipments did cross 93.7 million units, but quarterly shipments were down, they were way down. They sold something like 1.5 million PlayStation 5s in the last quarter, and that is abnormally low for this period in the generation. And everyone's like, the price went up. This is before the price went up. This is from before there was a surge with the price hike expectations.
Yeah.
So everyone's okay, we're going to see a surge in that moment where the price hike did happen. So that'll kind of offset things a little bit. But on the other side of that price hike, is it going to be even worse than this 1.5 million PS5 sold? It's like, yes, until GTA 6 comes out. And again, that's what everyone's counting on. That is like the subtext to almost every story we read on this show. So yeah, I mean, do you guys hear people excited about PS5s that don't have one? I don't know.
No, I just don't know anyone who has yet to make a purchase decision about a console lately.
I feel like the last time there was a big move was when college football came back.
That was it.
Sure.
So are you describing the race to secure a console before the price increase? That's what you're describing?
Yes, right. There was that moment there. So there, this 1.5 million PlayStation 5 sold last quarter is before any of that.
Right.
Then in the week that the price hike was announced, leading into the price hike happening a week later, they sold just about every PS5 that was on shelves, including PS5 Pros, at the original price. And there was reporting from Matt Piscatella and a bunch of international reporting agencies of PlayStation 5 had a massive week. And it's like, yeah, okay, now that we're on the other side of that and people are seeing the higher prices at retail, what do we expect at that point? And that's the unknown here, other than a lot of these companies are saying expect diminishing sales going forward because the demand's going to be lower because the price is higher.
They should raise it again.
Yeah, that'll get people moving.
Nintendo did say that their price increase does not cover their costs. It said that like this does not fully cover the increase in costs that we're facing. Woo. Yes, that's what they told investors, and they're not allowed to lie to investors like that. They said it right to their face. It's like, yeah, I believe it too. I mean, $50 increase is probably not going to cover how much more they're spending. So
they're selling each one at a loss.
I don't know. I don't know if they said that explicitly, but it's like they're certainly not making the margins they once were, and this does not restore their margins to what it was when they were like, or what they were expecting. That could mean they are selling for a loss. Yes, that could mean that, but we don't know that for sure.
Gotcha.
All right. Forza Horizon 6 leaked early. And Playground Games is threatening hardware bans for anyone who's playing it early. The PC version of Forza Horizon 6 leaked online. When we talked about this on Game Mess mornings, it was like, I don't know, people were saying that this was hacked from some unencrypted upload on Steam, and people got into Steam database and got stuff that way. And that sounded very strange to me, but that's what everyone was saying. And now it's like, no, Valve and Playground Games and Microsoft are all saying, someone who had the game early uploaded a copy, and they cracked that, and it's like, and you know, who knows? It could be a reviewer. It's probably an influencer. That's my bias there, but I'm going to say it probably is. And yeah, the game is out there, and people could just get it. Now, it is a game that has a lot of online functionality, so if people boot this game up and like log into their Microsoft account, or as some people were doing, streaming it on Twitch.
Oh, you're toast.
Playground Games is going to find you, and that account that is associated with that is an Xbox account, is going to probably get nuked, and you're going to have a hard time playing any game online with that account. Now, you know, people will find ways to just play completely offline. You're losing some functionality, but you also save a lot of money, and you get it early, and people like that as well. So they're not going to be able to put the toothpaste entirely back in the tube here, but this is one where, they have a lot of methods for punishing people who are being brazen about this, obviously. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the only game that leaked, by the way. There was that the Lego Batman game got turned on and released early on Xbox for a handful of people. And
who's turning on Batman?
As well. I don't know. Vicky Vale?
The Dark?
Yeah. Robin?
I think that new trailer was so good for Batman, by the way. Holy crap.
Speaking of,
I haven't watched it yet.
For that.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the people who were able to purchase it early, that's not the same kind of. That's just like an oopsie daisy, right? Yeah.
That's right. It's a wholly different thing. You're right. All right. Sony has a 2-part pitch right now, and they're a little bit separate. Like, hey, our future is good on one side because of AI, and on the other side because we're making really good games. So the first side of this is Hideaki Nishino was saying that AI is going to help them with accelerate development, improve QA, software engineering, 3D modeling, animation, and personalization on the PlayStation Store. So they are like, we have a lot of ways that we're using this stuff. A huge part of that is this is the kind of stuff you have to say to investors right now to keep them satisfied, and they're saying that, and then they're saying we're not going to use it for a generative AI. We're going to have humans make games still. But it sounds like they're using it so much across the board that it could quickly take over that as well. If it saves them a lot of money, I'm sure they would like that. And the thing about AI is it's cheaper and faster. And so if it's worse, that kind of doesn't matter because it satisfies 2 of the 3 by being cheaper and faster. Then on the other hand, PlayStation VP Christian Svensson was talking about the next 3, 4, and 5 years of games coming from PlayStation, and I think their partners, and saying that their things are unbelievably positive, and that when he looks at these games, it stands in stark contrast to a lot of the doom and gloom headlines that we talk about on shows like this and Game Mess Mornings, where it's like these companies face a lot of problems and about getting people excited to buy consoles and buy games. And he's saying when he looks at it, he doesn't feel that way. I think everyone's just kind of looking around going like, okay, then show them, get people excited. I think that has been the PlayStation 5's sort of bugaboo, is people are like, I spent a lot of money on this thing, and I do not feel the excitement that maybe I felt during the PlayStation 4. And I've been waiting for the things to really get started. And we're 5-6 years into this thing now, and it never really got there. How confident are you guys about the future of games? Because I think they can deliver it, but it just hasn't felt that way so far.
I mean, it feels scary. And, just at this time where there is this uncertainty and there are things like Marathon coming out and doing well, but not well enough. And, they also canceled their Last of Us. big live service game, and Fair Games is still happening. There's uncertainty, and there's also plenty of good stuff that they do over there. But the last thing I want to hear about from the right now, and I don't care if it was directed at investors, maybe, and not me, but I just don't want to hear about AI at PlayStation. That's just and the ultimate mood killer right now.
Yeah, it was PlayStation and Nintendo were those companies from Japan that I was hearing about. Like, they were pretty strict with their creatives and their developers about, hey, please just don't use AI because we don't want that stuff popping up in our games that we might get sued for later. So it's better safe than sorry, and we trust our old processes. We haven't analyzed this stuff for risk yet. Sounds like that's changing pretty fast over at Sony at the very least, though. Gears of War E-Day, WWE sponsorship points to a possible fall launch window for that game. Gears of War E-Day is going to be a sponsor for Triple Mania in September. And so everyone's like, usually when a game sponsors something like that, it's either out at that moment or coming out very soon afterward. That sounds right to me. What do you guys think?
Man, I'm just surprised to hear WWE's doing sponsorships now.
Yeah, it's a new thing for them.
They're like,
think about it. Yeah, you could put stuff on the ring. You could do.
People are pretty passionate about it.
Yeah. I think people really like that. Yeah.
Interrupt the walk-ins, I think, just with a big.
Do it in the middle of the matches. That'd be great. Yeah.
They're gonna ruin the sanctity of luchador masks by slapping a logo on someone's mask, huh?
Mr. Iguana's Iguana is going to be sponsored. Yeah. Oh my God! If they fuck with luchador masks, that's gonna be someone's getting hurt.
Just a big old Pepsi logo.
No, that's on CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk put that on his body already.
We are going to find out more about Gears of War E-Day on June 7th when Xbox does its annual big showcase. They're having their big regular showcase, and then they're going to follow that up with Gears of War E-Day special thing like they did with The Outer Worlds 2 last year and a handful of other things in the previous years. Go ahead.
So people want to play Gears of War.
I was thinking about it.
I'm ready for it.
I don't know if I care. I've never really been a Gears guy. So
I liked Gears a lot back when it originally ran, and after playing them all again recently with Kayla, I think I really like Gears of War a lot.
Okay.
And yes, I'm ready for new Gears.
I played the majority of them, and they're good. I enjoy them, but they have a very like lukewarm sort of like space in my mind where I'm just like, I could take it or leave it.
It's empty calories. It's empty calories, Like, I don't think they're works of art or anything like that, but they're a fun time.
This was the one that it feels like they were trying to reboot the energy around Gears of War, and we'll see how they're able to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe this is the one that really gets me excited.
I'd like for it to be good. When Gears of War is good, I always have a good time with it. Gears of War 1 on the Xbox 360 felt like a moment. That's an experience
that's true.
Think about. It was cool.
Sure.
It was a whole thing. I haven't been invested in the series in a while. I barely played 4 and 5, but I don't know. I am feeling a bit of that itch.
Let's see here. Tekken boss Katsuhiro Harada has joined SNK, PlayStation third-party content. Wait, this is the wrong fucking thing here. Let's see here. I copied the wrong thing. Okay, basically I have the story over here. Harada, who was previously in charge of Tekken, he worked there for a very long time. He left there after 31 years. He is now moving over to SNK. According to Harada, he is starting VS Studios or Versus Studios. He says the name holds various meanings, including Video Game Soft,
Victoria's Secret,
and the spirit of Versus challenging.
It's not the Resident Evil engine; it's the Reach for the Moon engine.
Yes, exactly. It's obviously means one thing. He's saying it means something else. He says the philosophy behind the studio is beyond tradition, crafted to perfection. Harada just kind of being Harada here. The story is leaving Bandai Namco to go over to SNK, probably to make fighting games. Is this just a story of there's a lot of money at SNK because of Saudi Arabia and he's going to get the big payday?
I think he's getting a big payday. And it's a little weird. I mean, SNK is not super known for 3D fighting games, which is his area of expertise. So I don't know if they're going to make some kind of a gamble there. It still feels like that new Fatal Fury did not really make that much of a splash. I think that Invincible game already has more Steam reviews for instance. Yeah. So, I think it's mostly just it's big day. And maybe he was unhappy at Bandai Namco. I don't know. I guess I'm going to be curious what that game looks like. Are they just going to try to make a 3D Fatal Fury again? They've done that before. Is it going to be something maybe entirely new? Maybe they turn Samurai Showdown into 3D. I don't know.
I bet the people who are paying the bills over at SNK now like the idea of having a big 3D fighting game and having Harada come in and doing it. And that is exactly what led to this. It's disappointing, but money talks, and we're not going to be able to change that. So let's end up with no. That's the end of the news. There's nothing else happening. Nothing else important. Nothing else that matters to anyone. Certainly not to Jan.
You motherfuckers. First, no happy AAPI month, and this is how we're celebrating, gang.
Happy AAPI month to Jan. Yeah. In particular, because Cyclops is headed to Marvel Rivals. I hope he's got the thickest thighs you've ever fucking seen.
This motherfucker. This looks so beautiful. The fucking leader of the X-Men. And I swear to God, I will ban and mute you if you say that Cyclops is a cop. Even one of you guys.
No one's ever said that before. What do you mean?
I don't agree with that.
Exactly. I will throw Jeff Grubb's Steam controller at a wall.
It'll scream. Don't do that.
Gang, I'm so fucking excited. I saw the trailer. He looks fantastic.
He looks hot.
I don't even care which role he's in. Also, Devil Dinosaur's going to make it to the game.
Yes,
Moon Girl. Maybe if folks have not been in tune with what's happening with the comic books, I highly suggest you check out Moon Girl. Very fun show as well on Disney Plus. They're gonna get the fucking actor from X-Men 97 to voice Scott Summers. Baby, it's the summer of Scott. Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking hyped. Finally,
May 15th.
That's Friday. Maybe we should, I mean, it's also our anniversary week. Maybe we should play some Marvel Rivals.
we're not playing until Cyclops is in.
I think
That's the 15th.
May 15th. Yeah.
No. Devil Dinosaur is going to be the first one coming out.
Season 8 starts on May 15th. I see here. Okay.
They're edging is what they're doing.
Right. Sure.
Last thing I need now is for Marvel Tokon to just fucking drop the tease and let Slim come out, you know? Pop open the leader of the X-Men. The guy that is doing what Charles fucking Xavier can't do because he's a fucking loser.
Yeah. Charles Xavier's worse than a cop. Yeah, he's just the loser.
He's the leader of the X-Men?
Yes!
Like always?
Yes!
Well, still in a lot of the continuities, you know.
Okay, no, I'm not questioning his authority.
Emma Frost has been the leader at certain times, too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
To bring her up.
We can now.
It's safe
I don't know
now.
her.
Yeah.
Real quick, Subnautica 2 game files also got leaked this week. And that one's like, my mind immediately goes to the people publishing that trying to sabotage that game so it doesn't get to its thing. But that's just me speculating. That's nothing. I don't know that.
Is there a bonus off the table, or I thought it was put back on the table?
The bonus is back on the table. If this thing comes out,
the courts made them do that.
Or yes, the courts made them do that. It comes out in early access, and it makes if it like sells a certain amount, the people who made the game, the developers, are going to earn a $250 million bonus. And so we know that the people that were publishing it over at Krafton already tried to sabotage that once by firing the people in charge of the studio and taking it over and saying, we're going to delay the game for reasons. And then the court said, well, that is obviously something bad. And you talked to ChatGPT about that. That's that story there. This is probably not what happened here. Obviously, we've seen this week. There's a million ways that these things can leak early, but that game's out very soon. People are going to buy it. It's going to do very, very well.
I'm going to buy so many fucking Cyclops skins. This is bad.
It's good. That does it for the headlines. Back to you, Jen.
Now I'm upset about how much money I'm going to lose on this game now. And how much time.
As long as you realize it's losing it. Yeah.
Anyway, folks at home, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the emails right after this. These are the emails for the show. Emails. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. You can write in about any and everything you want. Once again, I say this every week. I've been saying this every single week for the last couple months, if not year. Our inbox is flooded with great emails. Thank you so much to everyone sending them in. Apologies if they don't get read on the show, but do not let that discourage you. Shouts out to all y'all at home. First email from the show comes from Jerry. and Jerry brought in a little Blight Club quiz. Hey dudes, congrats on 1 full year of independence. As a late Malo anniversary present, I created a Blight Club quiz for Dan, Mike, and Grubb. There are 10 multiple choice questions about the last several years of Blight Club games. When did Blight Club start? What year?
Probably
1980.
fall of 2022 when I started Sonic. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Each is worth 1 point. It might work best to write down answers individually. We're going to skip all that. I'm going to choose a couple of these questions. Don't worry about points, boys. All right. First question. Who is the final boss encounter in Mortal Kombat Mythologies?
Shinnok.
That's right. Shinnok. And he turns to like Super Shinnok, and you have to run away from him unless you have enough full potions to be able to like do your super move and refill your mana, and then you can kill him and you can get the bloopers at the end.
All right, we doing extra credit on this thing, Jan? What are we doing here, buddy?
All right, in Batman Dark Tomorrow, how many times did Bat Grubb use the bat cuffs by the end of the series? There are multiple choice answers here. A, 301, B, 314, C, 297, D, 341.
Jeez.
I'm going to say I think it's 297. I feel like we were about to reach a threshold and we didn't get there. That's my memory, but I'm guessing.
I'm going 314.
I'll go with Grubb.
Ding, 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 ding. Mikey's the winner. 314.
Oh.
Wow.
Mike's cheating
Good
by
job,
having a memory.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to read all of the questions, Jerry. I'm just going to skip through a couple of these. Okay. Who is the main antagonist of Sonic 06?
A human woman.
There's multiple choices. I can read them if you want.
Yeah.
A, Iblis. B, Silver the Hedgehog. C, Solaris. D, the load times.
Load times.
I mean, there's an Iblis trigger. Is that the name?
I think that was
Iblis.
Shadow.
I'm gonna say Solaris, the George Clooney pitcher.
Yeah, you know what? I think the Iblis trigger was something else. I think Solaris is the best. No, I think Iblis.
Sonic might be the Iblis trigger.
I think Iblis is. Yeah, well, he's the trigger for Iblis, right? So I think Iblis is the bad guy.
I mean, Iblis is the obvious one, so that's probably right.
Sure, yeah.
It is C, Solaris.
Shit, I talked Jeff out of it.
Oh.
All right. Okay, let me just read 2 more of these. Okay. Jerry, once again, thank you for the quiz. In Darkest of Days, how do you determine which enemies to shoot in the Civil War levels? A, they are wearing blue uniforms. B, they are wearing gray uniforms. C, they have red outlines. D, there's no way to tell.
You shoot the South.
That's not one of your options.
An answer.
Whatever they wore. I don't want to say because I don't know what it is.
Well, you have
Whatever
to,
the South wore. The ones with the Confederate flags are the enemies.
Mikey, do you want to help him out?
I think it would be gray.
I'm gonna say B, gray.
And
Yeah,
that
that's
is
gray.
correct, boys. All right. Okay, last question here. Jerry, once again, Jerry from Wisconsin, thank you so much for the quiz. Which Blight Club member has played the most Delight Club games, therefore making his tenure as a member the easiest?
Mike.
It's gotta be Mike.
I think it's probably. Wait.
Now I've played the most of Blight.
I think it might be Jeff. I'm gonna say Jeff.
I've played a few, yeah.
I can
That
see it being
sounds
correct. It's not me.
right. No, it's not Dan.
I'm
The
most
an-
Blight, least Delight.
Wow. Put it on a shirt.
That's what they say about him.
And it's like Dan like leaning up against the wall or something.
Yeah.
The answer is Jeff Grubb.
Shay!
Oh, bonus
Too
question.
easy.
Bonus question here. In the space station beta level of Space Ace, which direction must you travel in order to dodge the first laser shot on the moving platform?
Check your thing there. Yeah.
This doesn't help you, apparently.
You go to the left.
Are you serious?
Is it right? It's right. It's right.
Oh my god!
I gotta remember to go
Still?
against my instincts on that one.
Do you get those mixed up a lot or no?
Yeah, I'm getting
Left
better.
and
at
right?
it. Yeah, I'm getting better.
No, he just thinks he should go to the left when the laser's
what I'm doing?
pointing to the left.
I'm gonna write go right on here.
Oh, now he's cheating.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jerry, for that wonderful email. Next email comes from JG. Advanced apologies for my mispronunciation of Korean. It's gonna happen. I can barely pronounce English sometimes.
Yeah.
Annyeong haseyo, giant bombers. That means hello. I've been studying Korean for a few months now, and with all this Kia talk, I wanted to throw in some fun facts about the Korean language that I've learned.
Okay. Fair play.
The Korean alphabet, aka Hangul, is very simple. It was actually designed this way in the 1400s. Korean writing was based on Chinese characters. King Sejong decided that he wanted more common people to be able to read and write, so he had a new alphabet developed with that intention. It's simple enough to learn in an afternoon, and while just learning alphabet isn't enough to know the language, knowing how to sound things out can help read loan words from English if you ever visit. 2, it's what is known as SOV language, meaning the verb comes at the end of a sentence after the subject and object. For example, if I was to describe Giant Bomb in Korean, the structure would be Giant Bomb, a site about Giant Bomb, a site about video games is. Okay.
It's just like Yoda shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep.
Yoda's Korean, turns out.
Yeah, turns out.
Korean Yoda.
And 3, while I did say the alphabet is simple, they have sounds we don't, and vice versa. For example, F, V, and TH aren't sounds in Korean. At the same time, they show us the symbol here is a sound between L and R. If you've watched much subbed anime, you've definitely heard it. Example, the guy who's lucky in Chunin exams of Naruto, or Misa saying light in Death Note. Okay. Anyway, those are my fun facts.
It's like
Anyway, those are my fun facts, but here's a more useful-ish sentence for y'all. Okay. Wa onio yun Mikeyyashi a dung il eo. Or in English, wow, today is a Mikey's day.
I love it. I gotta learn that one.
We should put that on a shirt. They put the Korean alphabet there. That's great.
I love that.
Okay. All right. Next email comes from Andrew from RVA. Hey. I've been mulling over the idea of a luchador tattoo. 1, do I have the staff's blessing on this idea? Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yes.
Yours.
2, anyone have a sick GB tattoo or seen any out in the wild? Love the pod, quick looks, launch looks, and everything you guys are doing. Keep up the great work, duders.
I do not. I don't have any tattoos.
I have, no.
People have sent in pictures with like their tats.
Pictures.
I don't think I've seen any.
Mm-mm.
If you have
them, hit us up on Blue Sky or something if you have some.
Oh, Jen, you and I were gonna get them as a stretch goal, right? In the Bombathon?
Yes. It didn't
Mike still got to get his because me and Jan beat Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
That's right.
You definitely did that.
Remember Asterion Grubb?
Oh man, this guy was staring on everything.
That's right.
Wow.
The bear?
Yeah. And Dan, you jumped in, and then you loved Shadowheart.
Oh, big
you
Shadowheart
changed her.
guy.
Yeah, you saw you were like, I can fix her.
Gollum.
And then the Red Devil lady.
Karlak, you son of a bitch.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Mikey, I'm surprised your grandma didn't have anything to say about the Kia.
What? Grandma's resting. We took her to the Mexican restaurant for Mother's Day, and she had one margarita and was just toasted.
Hell
She's
yeah,
still
bro.
recovering.
Would she say
That
some
killed her.
racist shit or what?
What? I
She
won't
say some
repeat
racist
it.
shit? No. Okay.
I won't repeat it, but she thought that the salsa was very pinchy.
Pinchy?
Yeah, that's how they say spicy.
Oh.
People.
Okay.
Pinchy. It pinches their sensitive taste buds that are only used to oregano and basil.
I'm
Red Pepper
surprised
Flakes
they
more
can
for
taste.
the more southern. She's more central.
Got it.
All right.
Chat says Ben Hansen explicitly asked Min-Max fans not to get related tattoos. Does GB welcome this? Yeah, let's be the anti-Min-Max on this. Everyone should get giant bomb
Yeah,
tattoos.
do whatever. I mean,
Yes.
your body.
your body,
It's
yeah.
your fucking body.
Yeah, you
Why
do whatever you want.
No,
Hansen
it's
wants to-
Ben Hansen's body, his choice.
I didn't know he was trying to
Yeah.
control people's
know what?
bodies out
You should
there.
get Ben Hansen's consent if you want to have sex with your partner too. I guess. I don't know. What is this?
Put
Ben
my
on the
big ass
side
head
there.
on your back, Steve-O style.
There we go. All right, a couple more emails. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for writing them in. We only have so much time, so we can only read so many. This email comes from Robert in Blue Mountains, NSW. What is that? North, Southwest?
No idea.
New
South Wales. New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Wales.
Okay. Hey, Grenadiers. In school, one of my nicknames was Krabs. What do you think the reason for this nickname? I'll email again to confirm you got it right. Also, what were your nicknames in school? Good? Bad? Huge thanks to all the GB crew, past, present. Without Giant Bomb, my life would not be what it is. From Robert in Blue Mountain, North South Wales.
That's sweet.
So the question is, their nickname in school was Krabs, and we're supposed to guess how they got that nickname.
How they
I
got
think they're
it,
trying to set us up for saying genital crabs, but that seems too obvious.
I
obviously
just
not.
love to crack open a fresh crab leg, and he didn't even need the tool. He was so good at it.
I think he had strong grippers.
Maybe
I think they had
sideways.
crab every day at lunch at school.
Yeah. Everyone else was getting the square pizza, and he was having crab legs.
Yes, every day.
King crab, a whole king crab.
Or maybe he was like a little grumpy all the time. You know, he's
crabby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe love Krabby Patties.
Yeah. Maybe he was red and obsessed with business, and his daughter was a whale.
Maybe his parents had a crab apple tree in their yard, and his friends were like, look at Krabby over here.
A lot of my friends in high school, because like I would explain what leet speak was to them, which was a thing at the time, and we would say it like, to be clear, we said it like ironically
obnoxious
funny,
teenager.
but like a lot of them thought it was really funny and silly, so they would call me Mike Zors, and a lot of them still call me Mike Zors.
Oh, is that where that comes from? Okay,
That's why. Yeah, you've seen some of my friends call me that.
Absolutely,
They'll
yeah.
say Mike Zors.
Anyone
I've
else
said
have?
before, they tried to get NAD Tracker working on me because that's what some of the guys in junior high thought my name was backwards, but NAD Tracker didn't really catch on.
That's
No.
stupid.
It's a lot of syllables.
Yeah, tracking NADs.
I get January, Jan. That's it.
Jan-
No one,
Bam Bam.
Janny.
Jan Bigelow.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. No one ever makes any nicknames for Jerome. That's fine.
Jer.
No,
Jerome is burning.
Shh, stop. No. We're not doing this.
No, not that.
No. We're not doing this.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Bacalar, Grubb. Any nicknames other than your last names?
Yeah, I've said this a bunch of going way back because of Fresh Prince. People called me G for Jeffrey because that's what.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Which makes perfect sense.
And Skip.
Yeah, it's annoying. He spelled because that Jeffrey spelled his with a G.
Presumably,
So it made sense for him.
Right.
Definitely.
It's nonsense.
For me, it's offensive. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I hate it. I'm not a Keely. Come on.
It was all just like my last name's Grubb, so people didn't need a lot of nicknames, but they would occasionally be like Grub Worm or something like that, and things along those lines.
Call you Worm would be cool.
Yeah, I would love to be the Worm.
So, Worm.
Taken, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one ever called you the Grubster?
No, stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. The Scrub. That was just Mike Minotti.
Never. No, that's mean.
I call all of you your name and then Euler in my head sometimes.
Okay, I like it.
Like I say Grubular, Bacular.
Oh.
This is all because my friends called her boyfriend Vonular, and his name was just Vaughn. And I asked, like, well, is that short for something? And it was like, no, he's just very, like, nebular. So I just added.
Oh, I was wondering if it was like tubular.
Jay, why does everybody you talk to in a story now sound like a surfer?
Spicoli. Yes, they're all Spicolis.
She 100% is that person, though. Shouts out to V.
Hell yeah.
Gang. All right. Anyway, last email is asking about some movie advice. John from Greece writes in, hi, not going to say that one. Hi, Bombers. Long time. I have 2 boys, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. We just finished watching the 9 mainline Star Wars movies, and they really enjoyed them. They also have watched only 2 Home Alone movies that exist, and also like them a lot. I'm thinking next to watch The Mask, the 1993 Mario movie, and maybe The Fifth Element. Other than movies directly aimed at kids, what other movies would you recommend for us? I grew up in the 90s and have a fondness for those movies, but anything will do. I also don't care about age ratings, so as long as there's no explicit violence, thanks in advance.
No.
P.S. No, Dan, I'm not showing them Jaws. I'm with Backlash.
I was going to say
hell?
Event Horizon, but
I don't think. Let me just, thank you, emailer. I don't know about Fifth Element. I think Fifth Element, you maybe should be a little, not that it's inappropriate, but I think to really like appreciate that movie, you might want to be a little older. I'll offer a swap take Fifth Element off the table, and then I just did this with my 11-year-old. Fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off, man.
Ooh.
That movie,
good call.
That movie rips. That kid was just glued to his seat for 2 hours, just being like, "This is the coolest shit ever."
The Mask is a good one as well. Like if you watch that one, I'm glad that's on your list.
I mean,
the kids enjoy The Mask.
I do think, in Terminator 2, he does have the no killing anyone rule. So if that counts,
and it starts that way. It's not like you have to wait. Like even when he's like
other
before he
people
gets
kill
that
people
rule
to be
installed,
clear.
he doesn't kill
the
people.
T-1000 doesn't have rules, but yeah.
There's other people who don't have that rule.
Yeah, some people get
people
stabbed
super
in the face with a sword.
I don't know. Yeah, that
and
one.
the eyeball while getting a vending machine.
I don't know. To me, Terminator 2 is a very 9-year-old is probably a little young, but it's like a 10-year-old coded movie.
I was 7. And it changed my life.
Okay, I'm just gonna absolutely disagree. The temperature of this room is psychotic.
I don't think I watched. Yeah, I didn't watch that one till much later than 10.
That was okay, but do you want to be like Mike Minotti? Come on,
be a sweet boy.
That was just my experience.
Yes,
that's all.
I do.
Turtles, the Turtles movies, obviously.
Yeah, they're those are fun. 1, 2. You don't need to see 3 at all.
No.
Mrs. Doubtfire is really good. I don't know how much you want to expose your kids to the concept of divorce. That's like the only thing potentially upsetting there. Yeah. Or Robin Williams, but
Flubber.
The concept of Robin Williams.
Yeah, I know, man. Could be this Harry.
Watch Hook. There you go.
Oh,
watch Hook.
You know what? Fun. I'll say this: like Hook is good. There is again. I also have a sensitive child, but like Hook has some gnarly kidnapping.
It has some scary stuff
I think
in
for
it,
a kid, right? But 100%, I think that is on the table for sure.
It'll introduce. Hook will introduce your kid to the concept of a Filipino person.
Oh yeah,
the concept, the idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, I was watching a really interesting breakdown of one of those scenes where Rufio takes that sword and stops it right at Robin Williams' face, and they were like, "How did they do this? How did they do this?" And they're like, "No, they just shot it backwards."
Oh,
yeah, that makes sense. That's smart.
Yeah,
it was really and that means every kid actor in that scene had to do the reaction in reverse, and there was like 10 of them. It was really impressive.
Which, if you've ever tried to rewind footage and play it as if it's going forward, there's something just always off about it. It just doesn't look right. But they nailed it. They did a great job.
National Treasure.
A little bit later. National Treasure is just a fun time.
I just don't think you guys get it. A 9
National
and
Treasure?
a 10 and a 7. They're not going to understand what's going on.
Oh, National Treasure's not that good. You guys are not good for them.
They're benign movies. I'm not saying they'll be scarred by it, but you're basically just putting something in front of a kid who's just like, Dad, what is happening? What are we doing here?
Yeah, but I watched movies like that as a kid. I would latch on to the stuff I did understand, and the rest of the stuff I would get filled in later in life when I would either rewatch
it's more complicated than an Indiana Jones. You probably don't want to do Indiana Jones because of the face melting.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have face melting. I think the worst thing that happens to someone is they go to jail.
Is always kind of slowly melting.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, it's not the content. I think it's just the storyline. I don't know. In my experience, kids, I do think get bored if they're not emotionally attached to what the stakes of the thing are.
Just explain to your kid that the Declaration of Independence is important.
So my reasoning is that I feel like Hamilton became so big that kids know what Hamilton is, right? So there's some knowledge or whatever of early US shit.
Yeah, the Sonic movie should be here for sure. If you haven't yet,
sure.
Email her for sure.
All right, that about does it for emails. Thank you everyone for writing in. Apologies if you didn't get your email read on the show. But please keep sending them in. Bombcast@giantbomb.com. Grubb, is it that time or we skipping this week?
It's that time, everybody, for the podcast within a podcast. Grubb Guesser, everybody. This is the game where I show an old video game magazine ad to my friends here on the show, and then they have to tell me what it is advertising. This week, I've got an ad here from a magazine that, for audio listeners, it says "Third time's a charm if you consider death charming." Then there is a lady dressed kind of like Catwoman with a whip inside of a cage attacking a man with a club. What video game is this advertising? Okay. I didn't block out the stuff at the bottom.
Turn chat off.
Turn chat off. I didn't block the stuff at the bottom, but maybe you don't read that. I can't remember what it says.
Oh, wait, do I need to see? Okay,
what is this?
It's in our chat.
Oh, that looks early 90s.
Is this the Battle Arena Toshinden 2?
Oh, geez, what a pull.
It is not Battle Arena Toshinden 2.
10 arenas. They're enclosed.
30 frames per second.
30 characters? This might be a PS1 game. This isn't.
It is a PS1 game.
Killer. It is. It's not Time Killers. No.
The cage is throwing me off. I don't...
Is this Cardinal Sin?
It's not Cardinal Sin. I'll say Mike is pretty close.
What did he say?
Battle Arena Toshinden 2.
Is it a Battle Arena Toshinden game?
It's a Battle Arena Toshinden
Battle
game.
Arena, third time's a charm. Battle Arena Toshinden 3.
I say third
Battle
time's a
Arena
charm. I'm so
Toshinden
embarrassing.
3.
I thought I said second. I don't. Oh, okay. Damn it! I was right there.
All right, I got one more for you guys. This one,
I won half credit on that one.
Yes, absolutely. This one, if you know it, you might just know it off the bat. So we'll see. Actually, this time we're gonna go one person at a time, and I'm asking you guys to make a guess. All right, here we go.
No, if I know it, I'm yelling it.
For our audio listeners, it is a bunch of ants attacking one different looking ant, which actually is uncomfortable now when I say that out loud. Though the different looking ant says you, and the other ants are them. Janichoa, do you have a guess for what game this is?
I'm trying to get it loaded up for the folks at home. Is this God, this is gross. I don't like this. Centipede?
This is not Centipede. Jeff Bacalar, what game is this?
Hold on, I'm zooming in because the font is like very weird and specific on the dialogue.
Font is often a good indicator, like it's a good clue to use for these things.
I think this is like Unreal.
This is not Unreal.
Is this
Dan Reichert?
Command and Conquer game?
Dan, this is not Command and Conquer. Mike Minotti.
Is it an Earth Defense Force game?
Ooh.
This is not Earth Defense Force.
Okay, let's open it up
felt
here.
Good about Unreal, man.
All right, you guys want to? We can open it up to the floor now.
Is it an RTS? I feel like they're trying to do the swarming enemies thing.
It is not an RTS.
Is it a arcade like a dual stick shooter, like a Robotron of some sort?
No, it is not a dual stick shooter like Robotron. No,
a shmup.
It is not a shmup.
Oh.
Was it Dynasty Warriors?
Was anyone in the ballpark? Dynasty Warriors is a good guess too.
It is not Dynasty Warriors. Someone's been in the ballpark.
Does Capiche matter?
I don't think so.
Capiche does not matter.
Oh.
Which answer was in the ballpark?
Yeah.
That's going to give it away too much.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Really?
Wait, so would
It's
we
not
play-
like it's not exactly right or something like that, but it's like once I say it, it's like you guys will just do the process of elimination. Keep guessing a little bit more.
Is it Jet Force Gemini?
It is not Jet Force Gemini, and you are along the wrong lines.
Are the enemies bug-like?
Not really, no.
Lost Planet.
It is not Lost Planet.
Wait, what was your original guess, Dan?
Command and Conquer, like an RTS.
He said it's not
style
RTS.
thing.
So
It's not an RTS.
And I
Mine
said
was
Unreal. Is it Doom?
This is Doom for the Super Nintendo.
I was about to say, damn, nice. Good man, you were
nice
right there,
work.
Bacalar. You were
You
right.
were
Nice
right
work.
there. Bacalar had
Good
it
work.
basically. You almost said it on the first try, Bacalar. Really good. It's Doom. It's the port for Super Nintendo. Yes, well done.
Doom guy's always saying capiche.
Yeah.
The actual ad is Capiche pointing at the Doom logo. Like the Doom logo is saying Capiche.
Perfect.
What's crazy is in my mind, because Jan, can you back me up on this font thing? This font, I'm telling you, took me to like those games. I don't know why. Like the box art or like
Doom?
the back of the.
I know
No,
what you
like
mean.
no, like there's something, or maybe like the logo of like the font they used on the art, or like the quotes on the back, or something like that. Yeah, this is very much.
I started thinking of
Hell
like
yeah.
I don't know,
Hell
brain
yeah.
age stuff, but yeah.
I'm happy for you guys. Well done. That's another Grubb Guesser in the can. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next time.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic. For audio listeners, you missed Jeff Bacalar doing a standing backflip after nailing that. Headphones still connected. Great.
Yeah, he's all tangled now.
I'm in bad shape.
Yeah.
It's hurting. I'm hurting.
Mike Minotti, hit me with some YouTube super chats if we have any.
Our first one's a doozy. Slate McAwesome says, we need a new rule for Blight Club. Each of you need to pick a successor. One has to finish the game you're playing in case you die before that. Yeah, what would we have done if Dan died on a plane?
Oh,
when we do a
God.
space ace?
Gotta reanimate me.
I think the original rule was if one of us dies, we do have to have someone replace us. Like we had to pick a successor. I thought that went back
Is
to
that
the
a
original.
rule? Is that in the rules?
I picked Mike as mine.
I'm already here.
I just once I think I picked my daughter. I think I had Emmy was going to be in here. So
for like the Giant Bomb ownership, not just Blight Club duties?
no for Blake for the position on Blight Club. Yeah.
Okay, Mike.
I'll pick Mike too. She's just doing it alone one day.
All right, next up here is from Lazy Stegosaurus. GB road trip meetup at the world's largest Arby's outside of Richmond, Virginia. Make it happy, boys. Happy 1 year. Love you all. Boy, that sounds
I promise to
fun.
get there eventually. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think that's on the route. I think it may be too much of a diversion. Also, I don't think I'd be part of the enclave at that point.
And we would need you there.
Nah, come on, you can't do that without me.
Or it'd be kind of funny if we took a whole photo shoot of us eating Arby's without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex Agogo says someone told Jan they're adding Cyclops to Marvel Rivals. Oh, he knows.
Baby,
Don't worry.
He found out.
Yeah. Hello again says, please, no clip / giant bomb crossover with Dance Dance Revolution. Frank loves DDR.
Sure. I'm going to be talking to Frank soon about getting him on the couch for GB at night. I'll make sure we talk about it.
David Holland says, it's been going through it lately, so I want to thank the entire GB crew for giving me something to look forward to and laugh at every week. I know that story that Dan told at the top was a riot.
Yeah.
You're welcome, David. Third thing, buddy. And Dresser 305 Miami says, can we get a 10 Colossus yo salute to celebrate Malo? Thank you guys for all your work. And congrats on an amazing year. I'm going to turn off my gate and make sure it goes through. 10. Okay, I got to count here. There you go.
How do I explain this to my wife?
That was
How do I explain this to my loved
Why
ones,
would you
what I do
try?
here? Because sometimes she listens and I go upstairs and she has questions and I just do not have answers.
Hi, Steph. I don't think you're poisoning Grubb.
that was 10, huh?
He did all 10. Yeah, I didn't miss one.
At after 4, I'm like, I think my voice is going to give out. And then I found the strength to continue.
Yeah, you did great.
A true Colossus.
Big Fresh 37 says, thanks for the year, Emma Frost. It's our patron saint. Big Fresh 37 also says, got here late, so maybe you already touched on this, but Cyclops just got announced for Rivals, Big Janny. Don't you love when something like this happens and you're associated with it, so you get a million messages? It happened with me and that Echo, the dolphin news.
It happens with it happened with me with that as well, and then Bubsy, anything Bubsy.
Yeah.
It's Waluigi and Taco Bell for me. Also, whenever people see Wario 64 post a big thing where it's like, oh, hey, get this giant 8-gallon thing of mustard for cheap so you can send it to someone, which, by the way, I don't know why I got 3 gallons of mayonnaise delivered to my house recently.
Oh, really?
Huh.
That was
Yeah,
not
I did.
me. You know, I'm not a good liar. That one's not me.
Okay.
I think I'd be looking at maybe Kayla. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be looking in that direction too.
Okay.
Mayo for Malo. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a celebration. That's just the traditional Malo gift.
Yeah, celebration mayonnaise. Ew. Mikey, any
All right,
more?
that's it for the super chat. Sorry. Yes, back to you. We're good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for the super chats. Thank you, everyone, for the emails. Thank you, Jeff Grubb, for creating a podcast within this podcast. Boys, it's anniversary week. We got a lot going on. Game S Mornings popping off from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right, Grubb?
That's right. Ben Hanson's going to be on the show on Friday. Everybody tune in for that.
Oh, he's asking for permission for you know what?
Yeah, he gave me consent. I'm always very careful with Ben on that.
Please, Ben. Wednesday, we got Space Ace. The Lightning Round returns. And then Thursday.
When can you miss it?
Wham, wham. On Thursday, we got voicemail dump truck popping off. And then in the afternoon, for the premium people out there, Marry Me Tomodachi, the hottest dating show, continues. Some interesting developments that caused me to have a little bit of an ego death last week, gang. Beautiful,
it's
beautiful
been getting
stuff.
wild in there.
And then Friday, we have Unprofessional Fridays popping off. But from today onwards, throughout the week, because you have been donating, or not donating, you've been supporting us by getting Giant Bomb premium memberships, the Giant Bomb Donkey Kong 64 subathon continues, gang. Mikey's going to continue to collect all dem bananas. And, you know, we mentioned at the top, we went through our original goal, and we are quickly plotting out incentives to get people to subscribe. And again, your subscriptions helps put food on families, helps support independent games media. Thank you so much. And if you're not in a position to donate, or not, not donate, but to buy a premium subscription, just hanging out and chat, sharing it with people definitely helps out. You learn a lot. And if someone's first foray into Giant Bomb is learning about the pee hole in Mikey's costume, then hey, I'm okay with that.
Right. Yeah, so you can support us by becoming a member at giantbomb.com/join or getting a membership on YouTube. I saw a bunch of you did that during the show today. Thank you so much. You're going to be able to watch the premium shows like we've been talking about, including the brand new Portal Pals. That's right. The PP is dropping tonight. This episode, Barry and I learn about the Portal goo. Very exciting stuff. The Endurance Run is out a week early for premium as well. So if you have premium, you can already watch the first 2 episodes of the Bully Endurance Run. This tie is making me feel like Rodney Dangerfield. I'm not going to attempt to do that voice. I have no respect given to me.
Mikey with a tie and a t-shirt is a vibe for sure, and he keeps like wriggling
Where
it
are
around.
the condoms?
Mike, I'll just get them sent to your house, all right? Please. Boys, anything that I miss?
No, I think you got it all, Jan.
Beautiful.
Tune in for Donkey Kong. That's been a blast to watch.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
Popping in and out throughout the week for sure.
We got again. I think we're going with that incentive. It's going to be the premiums. Get to decide the next blight. Who's blighted? What game? So that's the new thing we are working towards. Because we already barrel blasted through that first goal, everyone. So thank you so much.
Have you beaver bothered?
I haven't been bothered by the beavers yet.
Okay.
No, the beavers never bothered me, anyways.
Everyone, when the beavers do bother, we'll make sure you know. We will alert the press. We will alert everybody. But yeah, you're not going to
Beaver Bother Bulletin will go out.
The Beaver Bother Bulletin, the BBB. Oh, yeah.
Folks, I think that does it for the show. Thank you so much for supporting us in our 1 year of independence here at Giant Bomb. He's been Jeff, he's been Mike, he's been Dan. Shouts out to Chuck, shouts out to Will, shouts out to Sean. I've been Jared. We'll see you next week for another episode. Goodbye.